right? I don't know why y'all can't see it right here, but I can see it perfectly right here. Okay, if you want to go to YouTube, if you want to see what this looks like and actually read it, go on my bio and click my YouTube link, and then you should be able to see it because it's inverted right here, but it's perfectly fine on this one. So look, we talk about the Anunnaki, right? We talk about the Anunnaki. The beginning of Anunnaki is basically like this. They were in search of gold. Why were they in search of gold? Because the sun was a problem. The sun is a universal problem. The sun, they were scared that the radiations were going to kill everybody and kill the entire race. So they knew that they needed gold. So they were in search for gold. Gold is what started everything. They were in search for gold. Now, I'm like, so I wrote down my questions. My first question that somebody asked me is, that's on one of y'all TikTok comments. They said humans were not supposed to exist. I'm like, okay, cool. That's crazy. Humans were not supposed to exist. So how did we get here? Apparently, from my studies, there was a human race before us. Actually, there were multiple races before us. We were already here. Now, what we are today, we are the hybrid species of that human race. We're 1.0. You feel me? We're 2.0. So 1.0, when they first landed on Earth, they were looking for gold. Now, if you search up, I'm gonna show y'all. If you search up the whole story, which is basically like they needed gold for the sun to stop the sun's radiation. I have it right here. Let me go on my thing. If you go on, where is it? I literally just searched it up not too long ago. If you go on Google and you ask Google, does gold protect you from UV rays? Look, just to prove this backstory, does gold block the sun's radiation? Yes, gold is an excellent blocker for the specific type of solar radiation, particularly inflared with heat and ultraviolet. So automatically, I'm like this. If these are our ancestors before internet, anything even came, they said that they came here looking for gold for the exact reason because they needed gold to protect them from the sun. You search that shit up on Google, what does it say? Yes, gold is an excellent blocker for specific type of solar radiation. So already here, they were sensitive to the rays. Exactly. You didn't even see the website's information you came from. Nigga, I've already searched this up. Why do you think this is? Actually, we're not paying attention to low vibrational people. Die. Next, quite frankly, hold on. Let me get back to my Chrome. Ain't nobody about to throw off my vibrations. No shade. You search it up if that's that big of a deal. So boom, we gonna keep going. The next one is there gold in space? So if they already came here looking for gold in space, what we gonna look for is, if they already came here looking for the gold on Earth, because Earth has some of the highest concentration of gold, we gonna then ask, is there gold in space? Because their whole idea was that they needed to spray the gold in space to block the UV radiations. Because, like y'all said, true. But if there is space, is there gold in space? I searched that up. It says, yes, there is gold in space, created by cosmic events like supernovas, neutron star mergers found in high concentrations with some asteroids. So, all right, cool. Now we're going to talk about the idea of space. Now, we're going to talk about that later. I feel like this is the hardest concept. Can my YouTube people see? I'm so sorry if I blocked y'all out. Where y'all at? Can y'all see this whole time? Oh, they can't see. All right, good. Right. I legit love your energy, because please ignore those ignorant people. Yeah, we're going to do that. Boom. When we get to here, we're going to talk about the 9 realms. We're going to talk about Norse mythology. Now, where's my notebook? Now, I wrote this down earlier. And I was reading into it, but I was like, let me just hop on live. Now, they said before the Anunnaki came here, we worshipped something called Medu Neter. Now, Medu Neter, that is...
Part 2 of the Anunnaki. He was already here. We had other spirits that we was worshiping. And we had our other spirits that before the Anunnaki came down to Earth, we was already here. We had other spirits.
They said this is what we were worshiping earlier. Now, Medu Neter, I don't know how to say that, but apparently in translation, this means Mother Nature. Now, if you wanna listen, watch this video. I'm gonna put this. I have literally everything that I be talking about. I be putting it in my collection. It's called "What the World Doesn't Want You to Know." That's in my collections, everything that we're talking about. Boom. Let me go back for a second. So look, the Anunnaki, they first came here, they found humans 1.0. They found humans 1.0. They asked them to mine the gold in exchange for like resources and everything that they need to carry out what they needed to do. So after that, the human 1.0 was like, why do they care about the gold? I don't want to mine my life away. This is not what I want. So they revolted. So what they ended up doing is taking the human 1.0s and they started experimenting with them, creating hybrid races. Now, I see this concept of An and Kai. Now, An and Kai, I don't know if they're the sons of Anunnaki. Like I said, these are new topics to me as of 5 days ago. And it's a whole lot of things that come in. It's an overload, but we're going to break it down step by step. Now, like I said, the gods of Mesopotamia, they were claimed to be the aliens, which were the Anunnaki. They came here in Earth, which is they're in search of gold. Earth has high percentage, especially at that time, one of the highest percentages of gold, which protects them from the UV rays. Boom. So look, the Anunnaki, after the humans 1.0 revolted, they needed to create a hybrid species, and they ended up coming up with the human 2.0, which is us. You think the Mesopotamia came to? You think the Mesopotamia came to Earth since there was a short? Girl, what's that? How much that worth? Let me focus. Let me focus. Oh, right. I'm sad. Boom. So after this, the humans 2.0, that's who we are. That's apparently who we are. We are the hybrid species. Thank you, guys. So after genetic engineering, they created this hybrid species for the purpose of solely mining the gold that they needed to protect them from the sun's UV rays. But what happened was we were smarter, we were stronger, we were faster. All of our abilities were heightened than the 1.0 race. So while we started populating 2.0s after, I don't know if we have like DNA from the Anunnaki. I'm still working on that, but I'm going to get back to y'all. What happened is, because of evolution, and we were more equipped to handle the new life, the new age, the humans 1.0 died out. Now, if you go back and you research, were we the only Homo sapiens alive at that time? No. There were multiple races, there were multiple versions of human 1.0s. They were all they were all the same like species, but all different variations. The human 2.0 that was the way more aggressive version of the human 1.0. So clearly the more aggressive version they made of 1.0, they revolted faster, they revolted quicker, and they were not here for no business. They were like, nah, gotta go. So what did they do? They ended up revolting. Now, this is where we go into the realms of the 9 realms. We're going to speak more in depthly about it right here. If y'all want to know what the 9 realms are, I'm going to show y'all a picture right here. I was up all night listening to Rashad Jamal and this man. Wow. You really will never understand why they hate us so much, man. But it's really that serious. These are the 9 realms. Hold on, I'm going to show y'all a picture really quickly. This is the picture that Rashad Jamal showed in his video. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up. All right, look. Look at this. That's the 9 realms. This is us right here. So it goes in this order. It goes here, here. Look. Asgard. That's the land of the gods. Midgard. That's the land of the humans. That's the one we're on. I don't know how to say this, but Jotunheim, that's the land of the giants. The Alfheim, that's the land of the light elves. The Vanillin, that's the land of the Vanir gods. I don't know how to say this one. This one right here, I don't know how to say this one to save my life. It's not up here. Wait, why is it not up here? I think it's this one. They just named it differently. The Savalanim, that's the land of the dwarfs and the dark elves. I think that's the same one as this one. I think all the dwarves live on the same island. The Musafine, that's the land of the fire. See? You see the fire right here? Whoa. Could this be what they confuse as the planets? Because look, what this look like? And it start with an M. What this look like? What that look like? Okay. Now, boom. Now we got Nephilim right here. That's the ice and the dead. What that look like? This is right here. It's an article. It's called The Yggdrasil and the Nine Realms, a map of Norse mythology. Right here. This is what we looking at. Don't that look like Neptune? Don't that look like Neptune? Don't that look up custodians and the Anunnaki? Hold on. Let me do it right now. Hold on. Let me do it right now. Damn, YouTube. Hold on. Sorry, YouTube. 1 second. Let me get y'all right real quick. Okay, let me get y'all right real quick. I'm trying to see if I could share my screen right here. All right, give me 1 second. Y'all said the custodians and the what is it? The custodians and the Anunnaki, right? That's what y'all said. Custodians. I don't know why I put on this motherfucking suit and tie. I look fucking ridiculous and I'm sweating my ass off. And soon in 15 minutes, a bitch gonna clock me. Why your armpits sweating? Bitch, because we spiritually awakening. Bitch, why your third eye calcifying? Let me ask you that. What does it say? The custodians, also known as the Anunnaki, are the race of highly advanced space-faring extraterrestrial beings who were created and ruled over prehistoric humanity. Ooh, so do you think that we're still being do you think that we're still that we still under control of the custodians? You think that we, because it says right here, I'm gonna read it again. The custodians, also known as the Anunnaki, are the race of highly advanced spacefaring extraterrestrial beings who were created and ruled over prehistoric humanity. Bitch, now I'm intrigued, bitch. In ancient past, before humanity existed, the custodians arrived on Earth using interstellar cruise ships such as the Frontier. They attempted to create life with their first prototypes, Adam something. Y'all already know what I'm thinking. It says the first prototype, Adam. That's what I'm thinking about. But due to being created perfect with no potential for growth or evolution, he was cast aside and forgotten. Later on, damn, why is it going 1-for-1 with Adam and Eve though? Later on, they attempted to create life again using both qualities they liked and disliked, resulting in humanity. But back to my question, were humans ever supposed to exist? Later on, they appeared to have acted as deities to prehistoric humanity, specifically Sumerian and Babylonian civilizations, and either through gifting it or some other means, their highly advanced technology and the means to replicate it came into the hands of humanity. So were we not supposed to, so the person that told me that, were we not supposed to, they are going to war. Were we not supposed to procreate? What do you mean the negotiations are over with the U.S. and Iran? Bitch, hold on. U.S. and Iran negotiations. Two countries agreed to continue discussions after holding high stakes indirect talks. The first title I see from the Washington Post: U.S. and Iran hold nuclear talks amid threats of a regional war. The negotiations over nuclear capabilities. Bitch, they won't even allow you to read that shit. Fuck. I hate when they do that. Like, why the fuck am I paying to read the news? That shit is dumb. That shit is fucking stupid, bro. Like, that shit is dumb, bro. That shit finna piss me off, bro. Actually, I'm finna get mad, bro. I'm finna get so mad. Greetings, my older sisters. I was born on the 13th. Well, guess what? You beyond the matrix. Let's go. Let's go back. I don't even want to focus on that. Like, I don't even want to focus on that, because let me tell you exactly what's gonna happen, y'all. That veil gonna break. The veil gonna break as soon as the nuclear war starts. Which is why when y'all be like, why am I not scared? Why is there to be scared? Two things. we're in one of the most advanced, like, the US really has not shown y'all how advanced it is. Like, they're good for playing a dumb bitch, but they know what they're doing. I'm telling you, bro. If what they saying, if you read some of these articles that came out in the 70s and the 90s and the 60s of what they had it like what they had access to back then, and they didn't have the internet to snitch on them, so they was just showing it in people's faces, and nobody could believe you because there was no videos on that shit. It was no primarily focused on. If you everything that we are surprised about now, they've been had in the 60s and the 70s. They've been had AI. You know, Wi-Fi came out. Wi-Fi was already out 40 years prior to it getting released to the public. When I hear a headline that says, "Oh, the U.S. were using hypersonic guns to take down an army of Venezuelans without any casualties with a hypersonic suit," boom. Why the fuck would I just be like, "Oh my god, hypersonic missiles"? What? They've been had that. We just never knew. They've been had that, and they've been hiding it from us. So what I'm telling you is the reason why Trump is so confident in doing what Trump, you got to pay attention to the signs. You got to research the patterns. Trump has a very ego problem. He doesn't care for the rules of the United States. We know that, which is why it's like, I know how much we wanted Kamala to be president, but maybe it wasn't in that time period for her to be president. Maybe we needed to see what we're seeing right now to wake the fuck up. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe we needed to see, like, maybe we need to be shown that, because Trump don't care. Trump don't care about all the other presidents. They value secrecy. Trump don't give a fuck. Trump don't care because he's seen what is happening on the negative side of things, on the realm of negativity. You feel what I'm saying? He's seen what is possible on the other side. So now that he's in the seat to see what's possible on the positive side, he like, "Oh, I'm ready to show the world that US ain't one to fuck with. Y'all not ready for the United States of America. I'm ready to bang. Who really think they can go toe to toe with the US? I'm looking for you right now. Where you at? Come outside. We not gonna jump you." They don't gotta jump, baby. They really got that. Listen. Stop calling me Jabal, yo. Y'all be saying that, bro. At this point, me and Brett Gay gotta link up, because for real, be serious. Real shit though. But like, you gotta understand, bro. The U.S. One second, y'all. My mama. We get packages left and right. Man, we get packages. They downstairs. I ain't go get them yet. All right, hold on. My fault. We back. Boom. So look, right? Did y'all just say it's the CIA? Don't be clocking my pants. It wasn't. Y'all wasn't supposed to see the bottom. It was supposed to be shoulders and up. That's it. Y'all here to play games. I'm not here to play games with y'all. All right, look. So boom, but let's go back for a few what I was talking about when I was talking about specifically the US going to war. The US has stuff that we won't even be able to comprehend as humans exist because we've been desensitized. When y'all keep saying, "Oh, why do you think that they're putting stuff in the movies?" You got to think of movies like vaccines, right? So when you get a vaccine, you get a lower dosage of it so that when your body gets exposed to the real vaccine, like, your body fights back. It's easy for it to just pass through and forget about it and go through the next. Same thing with movies. They're slow feeding us that, especially all of the hidden gems are really in children's movies. It's really in children's movies because guess what? They're trying to corrupt the pure souls. It don't matter. These 40, 50-year-olds, that's no shade though, y'all. No shade to absolutely anybody. But some of these people that's 40 and 50 that just been living life, no care. They don't care about their 7 chakras. They don't care about balance. They don't care about life. Drinking, smoking, They not worried about them. What they gonna do? Nothing. They don't even believe that shit exists. They can't even comprehend. But these babies, they gonna grow up. The life of a baby is different from the life of us. We're taught to break down each other. Like, it's in the education. It's in the education. It's in the food. Like fluoride. That shit is y'all don't understand. Like, and which is why it'd be hard to argue with some of y'all, because it's just like you will discredit spirituality, but you will glorify science when most of science came from spirituality. Spirituality was here way before science ever existed. And you'll be like, oh, Google lies. And you don't think the white man does too? You don't think white people lie to white people? But I'm sitting here arguing with a white person about basic things. Basic things. Like, for instance, just before, when they're like, you just searched that up. You just searched. What was the difference of me reading the article before and reading the overview now? If I already read the article and the article said exactly what the overview says, you read the article first, you show the overview. Because if you actually took the time, and that's another thing, I got a bone to pick with mad people. Because why you even believe in what I'm saying? What is you doing? Because I listen to what somebody else say and I go research right then and there. I stop everything I'm doing and search that shit up. I'm not finna go watch somebody and then go tell somebody else. That's y'all problem. You have to interpret it for you. My spiritual guidance, my spiritual journey is not your spiritual journey. Just because I found the keys to the answers don't mean you did. I may be telling you all of this right now and you still may not get nothing. It go one ear out the other. It does not impact you until you internalize it. Now, let's get back on track. The entire planet is called Planet Kai. Planet Kai because Anunnaki, Kai, they were the first people that came from the Anunnaki to land here on Earth. Planet Kai, we are the ninth realm. Earth is the ninth realm. If you're asking why can we not get to the other ninth realms, because we have these things called stargates. Stargates is what allows us to transport to different realms. I don't know specifically. My next thing, and it's on my notes of things I have to I have like a section, things I need to urgently study, things I gotta study, things I want to study later on. And Planet Kai is one of them. The Stargates is at my top priority, because I want to, when the Stargates were closed, would help us determine which versions of history is correct, accurate, inaccurate, and it would just clear up so many things. But we don't know when the Stargates were closed. If the Stargates allowed us to go from different realms and the Stargates were closed, my idea was that when the Anunnaki got here, did they close the Stargates? That's my thing. If the Anunnaki got here and they closed the Stargates when they got here, shut themselves on this land, and then they realized the people revolted, so they left us here and left, closed the Stargate, shut us in here, would that then we skip to do we then skip from the Stargates being closed to now Earth, the fallen angels getting kicked out of the Asgard? If this is what it is. The land of the gods, the fallen. Well, the angels aren't gods. That's the problem. Angels want to be gods. That's the whole point of it. Thank you. I appreciate you. Angels want to be gods. That's the whole point of it. So if my whole thing is, where do y'all think? Let me ask y'all in the comments. We talking about the Stargates and the Anunnaki. Where do we think the Stargates closed? At what time period do you think the Stargates closed? Now, I need all of y'all to use your own insights. Why would they? Why would they close the Stargates? The reason why they would close the Stargates is because we're a species. You got to think of us as, to them, we are just animals. We aren't humans. We think of each other as humans. The people who are more powerful as us, the humans that are more powerful as don't even see us as humans. I think they closed during or before the time of the extinctions. After the EJ, please look up the Great Reset, the Anunnaki, the Great Reset. Hold on. Somebody said, I think it closed after the floods. I mean, that would make sense. Because what we're going to talk about next, the next topic is going to be the Nephilims. So we're gonna dive back into that idea. Let me search this up. What happened to all of us being souls playing roles, including the government? What happened to us all being souls? Explain that a little more, Bright House. Are you Catholic or did you grow up Catholic? No, my mom grew up Catholic. My sister goes to a Catholic school, but I personally am not Catholic. Did they sell us? That would make sense. That would make sense. Can somebody explain what Bright House means? They thinking we're the aliens. That makes sense as well. Watch Time Bandits. It tells you about what you are talking about. Okay, let me write this down. Hold on. Time Bandits. Hold on. Where's my other notebook? My other notebook. And for those that be like, oh, he just be talking. No, baby, we do not just be talking, bro. We do not just be talking. What the fuck? What the fuck? I be in here going crazy, nigga. So y'all said Time Bandits. I'm gonna watch that. But just to catch people up who may not watch it, somebody put in the comments what Time Bandits is staying. Now let's go into the Nephilims. This is my favorite topic right now, bitch. Let me tell you, this is my favorite motherfucking topic right now. Because let me read you my notes right off the bat. Now I'm about to go into my favorite topic. Now I didn't dive in. Let me pull up my notes on my computer actually, and I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna do both at the same time. I'm gonna do both at the motherfucking same time. Did I do it right here? Hold on, give me 1 second. All right, boom. So Nephilims are giants. This is the new thing, giants. That's what we talking about right now. If anybody asks what we talking about, giants. We talking about giants right now. Let's on to the next one, the Nephilims. Now the question of this topic is, did us as the earth, the earth we walk on, is the earth we walk on petrified giants? Before we even start, sorry y'all. Y'all know I be talking. Thank you so much. Do we think that we're walk on? Am I good? Yeah, perfect. Do we think the earth that we walk on is petrified giants? Live visibility restriction. What did I do? What? Oh my God. Yo, I swear to God, they hate me. My live does not contain any of the content mentioned. Anyways, it's that one bitch that hate me. All right, let's go. Boom. Nephilims. They were averaged to be a height of 455 feet tall. 455 feet tall, they say. That's the starting price of how tall giants were. How tall is the Pyramid of Giza? The Pyramid of Giza is 455 to 451 feet tall. So, when they say that we built the pyramids, how? Nephilims, according to the Book of Enoch, and according to other scriptures that wrote about the Nephilims, they were rumored to be 455 feet tall. You search up how tall is the Pyramid of Giza, it says 451 to 455 feet tall. How we built them? The door in Rome, there we go. The boat of Noah, there we go. The tall of the pyramid is 455 feet tall. All right, cool. Let's go into how Nephilims were created. Nephilims are, the fallen angels, when the fallen angels that tried to revolt against and rebel against God, they were casted out of heaven, right? Nephilims are the result when the fallen angels started mating with human beings, human women. So you know what that means. The fallen angel, we see in Hinduism, Greek mythology, and Egyptian mythology, they constantly talk about how they used to walk amongst gods, and we're all like, they're crazy. There is no way that's happening. What? Well, let me tell you, what if there's a way that it would happen? See, look. They said the reason why they revolted against God is because they wanted to be God. So what did they do? They came to an earth where all of us were regular human beings, and they proclaimed themselves as what? As gods. So they told the people at that time that they were gods. And what did the people started doing? Because they had powers that nobody even seen before. The fallen angels could do things humanity could never see before. What if the gods that they used to walk amongst were not gods? They were the fallen angels that was outcasted. They were worshiping the fallen angels. All right, boom, let's keep cooking. So what happens when God starts doing... Now, hold on, let me cook for a second. Now, I have another theory. So I've seen a couple videos of them talking about the Book of Enoch. Don't worry, I'm pre-ordering mine. I'm getting mine. Mine's from Ethiopia. I need the Ethiopian version, untouched. I don't want no pages missing, no nothing. I'm getting the Ethiopian version of the Book of Enoch. So they said that my theory is dinosaurs. When we talk about dinosaurs, do we really believe that they were as old as they say they were? Because other civilizations depict these horrifying beasts that we can only see. The only physical evidence that we have nowadays that these horrifying beasts exist is dinosaurs. So look, when we have petrified, these Nephilims were out here going crazy, rampant. They were stronger than the fallen angels. They had all these powers. They were taller. They were huge, and they were having intercourse with everything, including animals. So look, we had giants. They were having their intercourse with animals, and they were creating these beasts. These beasts could be what we consider now as dinosaurs. That's a theory, not confirmed. That's a theory, but we're gonna talk about sirens. I know y'all excited. Hold on, walk with me. We're gonna talk about sirens. So when God said he's had enough, the Nephilims were getting out of control. They were tired. They were done. They were done. God then, he did the great flood. This is where we start to talk about Noah's Ark. We are on the Holy Land. The Holy Land we keep talking about is in America. Why? In the scripture, it says Noah's Ark was made out of gopher wood. Hold on though. Don't believe me. I don't need you to believe me yet. Where is the only place you can find gopher wood? Gopher wood, specifically referring to the critically endangered Torrey taxifolia, is highly founded in restriction areas along the bluffs and ravines of the Appalachian River in North Florida, just across the border into southwestern Georgia. You can only find gopher wood in Florida. That is the border into southwestern Georgia. So when we talk about Noah's Ark, the Garden of Eden, Garden of Eden is here in America. Because if it wasn't, where did we find gopher wood? Because the only place we could find it is what? And that's why God always tells you it does not matter what the other people try to claim what power that they have. I have the ultimate power, because no matter how much they tried to rewrite history, they couldn't rewrite what? Geography. They could tell us all the time that, oh, this place was just founded. How? When we talk about the Great Flood and Noah's Ark was built with gopher wood, and gopher wood is only found in Florida. They can't rewrite the land, but they can rewrite history. Everything goes back to the truth. Now, let's talk about this Great Flood. So what happened during the Great Flood, I don't know, they said that I heard somebody say that fact check me on this too, y'all, was the fallen angels that were casted away, were they the ones that got turned into pigs, or was that somebody else? Let me know in the comments. Sorry, YouTube, I'm coming back. Hold on, my fault. I'm so sorry. All right. Somebody else? Demons, I think. Demons were the pigs. Demons were the pigs? Well, what if they got gopher wood from the Middle East, Mesopotamia, before it got flooded? Then let's search this up. Why doesn't gopher wood? Why? The first thing we're gonna search up: can gopher wood be founded in Mesopotamia? That's the first thing we're gonna search up. I also believe that's why they say we're not supposed to eat pork. No shade. And then if you really want to take it a step further, pork has parasites. The number one, oh my God. Let me just put out what I'm thinking. So I remember I've been reading a lot on Dr. Sebi and the ideal of fasting, because fasting, you don't need, and your body doesn't need any medicine. It can heal itself if you fast. It repairs all the things that's broken to you, right? And Dr. Sebi constantly talked about this idea of parasites. When we talk about the Tartarians, they built buildings that vibrated at certain frequencies that healed us. These frequencies healed us. Guess what? Frequency kills parasites. That's why they built those pyramids, because the pyramids killed the parasites inside of our bodies. That's why when you fast, you starve the parasites inside of your body, they get killed. Boom. There are recent studies that they're trying to prove that cancer is a parasite. Cancer is parasitic. It's a parasite inside of you. It's not just like a flu, or it's a parasite. It eats away at you. It's a parasite. I swear to God, when I close my eyes and start thinking, it just all flows. Boom. Which is why they tell you don't eat pig. They don't eat pigs. What's the number one cause of cancer right now? Guess what? They literally remove pigs from a category, I believe 5, all the way to number 1. You can now get cancer as easily through pork as you can through tobacco. If the tree of life is in Florida, there is proof. I have proof. Show me. Turkey and lunch meat is now cat. A tumor is an egg of the parasite. Cancer, parasites, tumor. Oh my God. Is that why when you pop when they take out the motherfucking tumor, it's that pus? We over here cooking. No shade, y'all. No shade. Pens to a paper, nigga. Pens to a motherfucking paper. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God, yo. What? Tumors is a pair. What? That shit got me gagged, nigga. That shit got me gagged. Oh my God. Now back to it. I just searched it up. Can gopher wood be founded in Mesopotamia? Gopher wood mentioned only once in Genesis 6:14 for building Noah's Ark cannot be definitely identified or located in Mesopotamia today. While some interpret lost tree species, many scholars suggest it refers to durable, common ancient wood like cypress or cedar, and it's not a specific type of tree native to a region. No, I don't believe them scholars. Most of them scholars is white. I don't believe shit. And that's another thing I want to touch over. The skull and bones with Yale Secret Society, the Skull and Bones, and they dug up the Apiachi skull, which is basically a skull that allows like ancient Aztecs and stuff like that to communicate with their ancestors. Yeah, they got that, and that's what got I think the Von Point family into the 13 Family Society or something like that. But we'll get into that's why Pangea happened. So Pangea, the Great Flood. Where y'all think the Aztecs went? I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the Aztecs went to I think the Aztecs went to. They're either stuck in like somewhere, or they're in Asgard. Asgard, because if Asgard is where the gods live, the god lives, the ultimate power lives. The Great Wall of China. I believe that was here from. I believe that was here long before. That was from the Tartarian civilization. Those were the Tartarians. They said that the sea notes were portals to another world. That's true as well. They talk about the place in the Marvel movies, bro. Thor. Little do y'all know Thor exists, right? Thor not white. Loki exists too, and Loki not white too. They're both black. Thor got locks. Thor is dark skinned with locks. That whole story is real. Thunder don't come from the sky; it comes from the ground, nigga. What is he talking about? Like don't nigga try to tell you shit. They want to desensitize you. They want to make it seem like your savior is white. Your savior ain't white. Your savior ain't white. Your savior is a black man. Time and time over, Jesus black. Every single person you think saved history, they were fucking black, bro. Anyways, we'll get into Thor when we hit the ice wall part of this live. The ice wall part. All right. Who's this? And I want to learn about Thor is the Egypt. Hold on. Thor is the Egypt god Thoth. Let me search that up. Hold on. Let me put that on my notes. Thoth. I'm going to do research on that. All right. Now let's get back into the Nephilims. Right now we're talking about the Great Flood, the Noah's Ark. Right now, so the reason why God had to drown out everything, because them bitches had to go. They had to go. They was doing too much. They was causing havoc, eating everything, touching everything, sleeping on everything. You bitches is out here fucking up my world. It's time for you to go. So he tells Noah, hey, build this ark, grab 2 of everything, male or female, stay on the ark, keep your ass put. I'm about to flood this shit. Boom, flood this shit out. I'm telling you, he flood these bitches deep. These bitches drowning this shit. 150 days, bitches drowning. You can't swim for 150 days. Or ideally, after a while, them bitches dried out in different variations of forms, positions. I'm on YouTube right now. Go to my link in bio. We live on YouTube right now. Now, I'm going to show y'all a picture. Petrified giants in the mountains. Look. Now, like I said, I don't ever need you to believe me. I want you to believe yourself. I believe me. Trust me, mommy. I believe me cold-heartedly. Let's go. Let's do this. Look at this. These are all real places, by the way. These are all real places. Look at this face. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. We could go right here. Look at this. 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 Hold on. I'm going to give you some more. Let me give you the... Look at this. Now, I'm glad somebody brought up Himalayan salt. Hold on. Let me see if I could screen record for y'all. I'm trying to figure out how do I do that. Because I want y'all to be able to see what I'm showing y'all. I'm showing y'all on my other screen. Oh, here we go. I'll let you share. Ooh. Oh no, I cannot have y'all look at my messages. Y'all might get my phone number in a minute. Oh, sorry, y'all. It want me to motherfucking restart my Chrome. I don't know. If I restart, I might not come back. No shade. All right, boom. Let's talk about Himalayan salt. My audio, let me fix it. Y'all can hear me? Look, I'm glad y'all talking about Himalayan salt. Let's talk about it. This is why I'm so motherfucking excited. Himalayan salt is the blood and the flesh of petrified giants. Bitch, and insert my motherfucking sound right here. Insert my motherfucking sound right here. Boom. The reason why I say that is, I got my notes right here. Think about osmosis. As the whole ideal of osmosis, you got these people, these large human beings that are like 455 feet tall, that are literally thrashed into water for 150 days and they're drowning. After they die, they're just sitting there at the bottom of the ocean, and that all that salt water is crystallizing them. When we think about osmosis and hemosis, osmosis, this is the passive movement of water molecules across the selectively permeable membrane from an area of lower solute concentration, which means more water, to an area of higher solute concentration, less water. There's more water outside. There's more water in the ocean than there is in the giants. So that water moves in to the area that is less water to collect that water. And guess what? The salt is left behind. Hold on. Y'all can hear the audio? Sorry. What happened? Y'all can hear me? Or are we still glitching? It's glitched? All right, let me restart. Yeah, the TikTok, they don't like it. All right, we back. All right, let's do it. So I'm gonna wait. Everybody like it up. We gonna get back. Everybody like it up. Hey friend. Y'all can hear it? All right, boom. You already know they don't like when the truth are coming out. They know we learning. They tight, y'all. They tight as fuck. Like, you feel me? Look, but once again, letting y'all know, y'all could leave this and come on to YouTube. The audio clear over here. But I would have to restart this too to share my screen. So I'm gonna work next time. I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna make sure everything's set for y'all next time. You feel me? And Twitch, I'm gonna make sure Twitch gonna set up for y'all. Actually, I wish I could show y'all because I'm about to drop some shit for y'all. I'm really, really passionate about y'all starting y'all spiritual journeys. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm about to make sure y'all get y'all copper pendants. You feel me? I'm going on a little trip. We'll talk about that later. I have a question. Hey, what's up? What's your question? Hey, y'all. I miss y'all. How y'all doing? Boom. Wait, the Himalayan mountains are hexagonal. Tell me more. I get hyped like this, bro. I know, for real. Like, real shit. What's up? What's up, Abolish Ice? How you doing? Heavy, a good name. That discard, like, come on. Actually, I want to tell y'all on Friday, today Friday. So today, later on, probably like 10 p.m., I'm gonna do my private Zoom call. Cause I got, there's things that I haven't even talked about with the internet yet. If I did, I told you I've been researching Rashad Jamal. I'm gonna pick up where he left off. Free the King right there. You feel me? But I'm not even going to become a target right now. Like, you feel me? It's some shit where it's like we ain't even going to talk about it yet. We going to talk about it offline. And you feel me? So I'm gonna post and I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just I'm gonna remove my link tree and I'm gonna just put the Zoom call link. You feel me? So if you see that on there, join up there. Let's talk about it. Free Rashad in the chat, man. Free Rashad in the chat. Now let's go back to the petrified giants. Hold on, some of the known lands, the Tartarian, the empires, the giants, the Iceborne, the custodians, and Anunnaki. That's where. Hold on. What we're gonna talk about in the Zoom call is right here. When I'm finished with this, I promise you, this don't look like nothing right now, but this right here, my YouTube is in my bio. Just click on my link tree. So basically what this is, it's going to be, I'm studying mad things because the whole purpose is for when the veil breaks in November. If it hasn't broken, when the veil is the thinnest, if it hasn't broken in November, we gonna forcefully break that shit. And how are we gonna do that? Remember I told y'all And Ophiuchus is not just another sign, but it is the real human bridge. During this time, the constellation of Ophiuchus is directly over the center of the Milky Way galaxy. So when the sun passes through Ophiuchus, it aligns with the black hole. That is one of the only time periods we don't receive energy from the sun. As the descendants of the sun, we receive it from the black hole. So you know what? You know what that means. That means that we can create our own what? Spiritual portal through us, but it can only be with those who unlock their spiritual eye. So if this is the case, if it is true, why ain't anybody try it? Why ain't we put this to a theory yet? Why we ain't all put the time and energy to spiritually awake so we can start to see if this is true? So my whole idea is this. An Ophiuchus needs a battery. An Ophiuchus is the charger that connects from the physical world and the spirit world. The stargates may be shut off, but what if we can create our own stargate? You an Ophiuchus, right? You need a source. The Ophiuchus needs an energy, a battery pack. The battery in of Ophiuchus is 0-point energy. Where does 0-point energy come from? Anybody that was born on March 20th, the day without time, because guess what? There are 13 months, 28 days in every single month. 13 times 28 is 364. We got 365 days of the year. You were not born, if you were born on March 20th, was considered to be the last day of the year. You weren't tuned into a frequency. A zodiac is a frequency. When you're born as a Capricorn, you're born through a Capricorn frequency, so on and so forth. So when I tell y'all that this is, it don't matter if you feel like you was a Gemini and you really a Taurus now. It don't matter if, oh, I don't want to be a Virgo, I'm a Leo, down. Bitch, that's because you was tuned into so many of that frequencies. That's what you confuse yourself to be. You can't master the next frequency before you mastered your own. Now, some people simultaneously already mastered their own frequency. That's why they can move on to the next one. I always thought I was proud to be a motherfucking Capricorn, but I always had that fire energy in me. So when I found out I was a Sagittarius, that wasn't hard to believe. I'm a fire sign down. I'm gonna pop my shit, nigga. Fuck is we talking about? Now, boom. So my whole idea, and then I remember in my last video I was talking about what if our sun compatible, like our sun risings play into our DNA genetics, like the pattern. Because when I was looking at this, hold on, where are my other notes? When I was looking at this, I was seeing a pattern: fire, earth, air, water, fire, earth, air, water, fire, air, earth, air, water. So when we look, ether is the space of which all four elements within. So when I go back to this, of trying to create a spiritual portal to connect with our ancestors, right? You would need the battery source, which is the 0-point person. That powers the Ophiuchus in the middle. There are how many elements? Besides Ophiuchus, which is the space within it, there are 12. There are 4 fire signs, 4 water signs, 4 air signs, 4, 8, yeah, am I correct? Hold on. No, I'm incorrect. There are 3. So 3 times 4 is 3. It's 3 signs other than. Am I correct? Earth, water, fire, air. No, there's 4. No, hold on. Where my other notes at? See, this is why I need to focus on the notes. This is why I'm focused on the notes. Each one of these, right? There's 3 signs every sign. So for the fire signs, it's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So if we look at the chart of the 5 elements, you got earth, air, water, fire, and ether is the space within. That means there has to be 1 Ophiuchus for every 4 completed, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? If that doesn't make sense, look at this. For every 4 Ophiuchuses, there needs to be a charge. For every 1 Ophiuchus, there's 4 signs. So this would be fire, earth, air, water. Fire, earth, air, water. Fire, earth, air, water. Fire, earth, air, water. And in between each 4, it has to be another Ophiuchus. It's not on the screen. Could y'all not see that? Did y'all see, or y'all need me to do it again? Oh, y'all can't really see either. Let me tone y'all down a little bit. Y'all need me to do it again? You saw? I'm gonna do it one more time to explain. Exactly, like the flower of life. So if the veil is the thinnest during Thanksgiving, right? If the veil is the thinnest during Thanksgiving, your body has to match with the veil. in order to reciprocate and receive those energies and the communication that your ancestors are providing to your lineage through your DNA. But you are, which is why you fast and you heal yourself. When you fast, you become thin. Your mind becomes thin. Your third eye calcifies. All of that food, all of that poison, all of them GMOs, it calcifies your gland. There's fluoride in everything. It's fluoride in everything. And Ophiuchus is an ether sign. Ophiuchus is the sign that they hid from us. You got to understand, anything that they hide from us, pay the most attention to. For fuck everything else. The shit that they hide, that's the shit you got to know. The shit that they hid from us is the Ophiuchus sign. That's why they redirected the calendar to make it seem like there's only 12 signs when there's really 13. There's really 13. An Ophiuchus sign is an ether sign between November 23rd and December 18th. That's when the veil is the weakest. Because in scientific terms, it goes like this. The sun aligns with the black hole during November 23rd and December 18th, which allows magnetic force fields to become more. It's more magnetic force fields. That's more energy for our ancestors to communicate through the veil. Basically. So if that's the time, during Thanksgiving, we're supposed to be the thinnest. That means instead of overeating, why the fuck do we need a Thanksgiving? Bitch, why are you not thankful every single day? You don't eat like that every single day. Why the fuck are we overstuffing ourselves? Why? Because the veil is the veil is the thinnest, but we're the thickest during that time of the year. Our brain is clogged when it's supposed to be the thinnest. And then on top of that, that's the time where you're supposed to connect with the earth the most. But for some reason during that time, we're having winter and Thanksgiving break. And it's cold and everybody want to be inside. When really we should be outside. So look, so now that we analyze that, now we acknowledge that, now it has to be action. Because why does there have to be action, you're going to ask? Because the life revolves around the moon. So your life should revolve around the moon phases. The moon phase, the first step you do is identify. You set the intention. My intention is to break the veil. The seed that I'm placing is letting you guys know that the veil is the thinnest during Thanksgiving. That's more than enough time to process that. Get your families to stop eating. Don't even have a dinner. Have a fast instead and see how your body feels differently during any time else. Now that I've identified my intention, what's the next moon phase? Day 8. That's the first moon sign. The first moon phase. The first moon phase represents the build. You take action. I'm taking action by putting together a spiritual pattern that would represent the flower of life, what our ancestors created, which is within us. So boom, if the veil is the thinnest, that means if one group of people gets it, does the whole veil break? Because if they're mass controlling us, so if all of us get it, does that mean that we finally broke the veil? Right? So in that essence, we have to now build a human computer. We are computers. We have to build a human computer. So, matter of fact, let's do this right now. Don't even worry about it. Let's do it right now. We'll get back to these notes in a second. Boom. I need 4 colored pens. Pink. Where's my black marker? I can't find my black marker. All right, boom. So look. The Ophiuchus. The Ophiuchus is the ether sign. That is the bridge that connects us to the spirit realm. We have fire, earth, air, water. So for Aries, Taurus, and Gemini and Cancer, there has to be an Ophiuchus. We're going to put that right here. That's an Ophiuchus. And that's for Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. So we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the next one, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio. Fire, earth, air, water. There has to be another Ophiuchus because what? 4 elements live inside the 5th element. Ether is the space it lives within. So we're going to put another Ophiuchus. And what are we going to put? We're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we skip over Ophiuchus. We ain't worried about right now because we're building the battery, the computer. There's no reason to put an Ophiuchus that would throw it out of balance. Overpower it. Boom. So what we going to do? Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. That's another fire, earth, air, water. So we're going to put an Ophiuchus. 1, 2, 3, 4. So for every completion, there's going to be an Ophiuchus. Now, guess what? The reason why I put this is because when you look at this, let me show you. 5 elements. 5 elements. Ether. When you look at this, look. Water, fire, air, earth, ether. You don't see, we got 3 sets of these because there's 12 signs on top of Ophiuchus. So you don't see water, 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 fire, 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 air, 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 earth, earth, earth. No, you see earth, water, fire, air, ether. So that's 1. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. That's 2. Air, earth, air, fire, water. That's 3. So boom. It has to be 3 Ophiuchuses. And Ophiuchus, what does an Ophiuchus need to charge? It needs 0-point energy. What is 0-point energy? That is March 20th. Any person that was born on March 20th is a day without time. I'm sweating. Hold on. I'm sweating. My head's sweating, that hat getting off. I don't give a fuck. Boom, we cooking. So what do we need to do? We need to put a charge in there. What is that charge? That charge is the person who was born on March 20th. They don't have a frequency. So they don't need to be in a specific category, but they still need to be the equation because they're the charge. Without the 0-point energy, the Ophiuchus can't activate. Without the Ophiuchus, the 4 elements can't activate. So now what do you need to do to make sure that all of these are connected? You need to put an Ophiuchus right here. Right here. Right here. Because now it then creates that. This is you got to put it in. Look, fire and fire. Look, 1 is fire. Let's just do it like that. We're going to do it like that. And we're going to put, how does it go? According to the Zodiac chart. It goes fire. It goes earth. It goes air. It goes water. That's the way that it goes. You can't have a fire sign next to a fire sign. It would do no justice because you also not only is it going like this, it's also going like this. Now, did y'all get that or I need to explain more? Not only is it going like this, it's also going like this. The reason why is because for every 4 elements, there has to be an ether sign. You got to understand, if there's no Ophiuchus here, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. It don't go like that. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, reset. 1, 2, 3, 4, reset. Regardless of what it is, it can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It gotta be 1, 2, 3, 4, reset. Because this is the space within what it is. You feel what I'm saying? Now look. This Ophiuchus right here. These Ophiuchuses. Hold on. Oh. These Ophiuchuses serve a different purpose than these Ophiuchuses. These Ophiuchuses are the charge that's activating these. These Ophiuchuses, the red Ophiuchuses are, closing the circle. They are connecting. They are the connectors. You got to think of it as Legos. Because look, you got the source charging these, which is then charging the elements. But what's going to charge the elements all together? Because there's 13 signs, they need to all enact in a proper way. Wouldn't it be switched if the communication is the goal? So are you saying that? So you saying that this should be on the inside and this be on the outside? My point is, my thing is, when a 0 point, I understand that point, but from me, what I'm searching up about 0 point people, when they enter the room, it doesn't matter how many people they are that there is. When they enter the room, they make chaos go from 100 to 0. They X out. They X out the chaos. Like, you feel what I'm saying? They X out the chaos. But we still working on this. Which is why that's what the Zoom call gonna be about. We're gonna talk about it even more. So what does this mean? Basically what this means is, if the idea is to connect to the spirit realm, this is the veil. This is the spirit realm. We got this blocking us. The veil. The veil is the thinnest during what? November 23rd through December 18th. If the veil is the weakest during that time, that means there has to be a ritual set in place for it to work. Perfect example. I'm trying to see if they could show me something for it to make sense. What's good, EJ? What's the topic? We talking about we're basically trying to put together a spiritual thing about the veil being the weakest during this point in time period. And we're trying to break the veil, like during this time period. Flip the screen. I'm not showing nothing yet. So my thing is, boom. My question to y'all is, based on what I told y'all right now, is there anything else that you would add? Would you then add more 0 point people? But what purpose would the 0 point person serve other than being the battery? Would you only need one, or would you need multiple ones? Because would these three Ophiuchuses overpower this one charge? Or would this one person be able to power all the other Ophiuchuses? That's my question to y'all. The veil is not meant for us. It wasn't played for. We got to fight ritual with ritual to neutralize the energy. Mirror the screen. How do I do that? Oh, is this right? Can y'all see it now? Did I do it right? Is it fixed? All right, hold on. Let me do it one more time. Mirror my video. Oh. Ew, that's how you did. All right. Can y'all see it now? All right, boom. So y'all was talking about the idea of it being a pyramid. Let's bring that out a little sense, because we can see right here that is the pyramid. It is. It is. What? But this it's an upside down pyramid. Well, it really don't matter how the pyramids work. But tell me what y'all think. It's giving Illuminati. And you know what's crazy? The 13th family, the tip of the pyramid is the focal point of how energy is dispersed upon the land. So you talk about right here, energy is dispersed. I need to research 0 point energy really quickly. Oh, and then on top of that, here's on top of this. On top of what I'm saying, and let me use Brown, every single person will have what? Now I gotta put the actual things right here so I don't get confused. So if we started from right here, right? We're gonna go. The moon goes from west. The moon goes from west to east, right? The moon goes from west to east. So we're gonna do north, south, east, west. So it goes from west to east. So we're gonna go. We're gonna go Aries, Taurus. We're gonna go Gemini. We're gonna go Cancer. We're gonna go Leo. We're gonna go Virgo. We're gonna go Libra. We gonna go Scorpio. Then we gonna go Scorpio. We gonna go Sagittarius. Then we gonna go Capricorn. And then we gonna go Aquarius. And then we gonna go Pisces. All right, what y'all think about that? What y'all think about that? The north south, but is it north to south? Because, well, we could read Capricorn and Aquarius don't mix. They don't mix, but in the same sense, we going based off of the prior to the Gregorian calendar. That's what a lot of y'all be confused because y'all be going off of the calendar that is after European shift. We not talking about what the white man gave us. We talking about before. So the 0 point energy is right here. This is 0 point right here. I'm trying to figure out where else do we put the 13 month. We put 13 months. The X is the Ophiuchuses. That's another thing. Let me label that too. The X is the Ophiuchus. Right here. So my whole thing is the Ophiuchuses are the bridge. So we got to think of Ophiuchuses like extension cords. You feel what I'm saying? So what we doing is, and if you're new here on TikTok, just go over to YouTube and you can start the live from whatever. I've been recording this whole time, so you could just catch yourself up on the live. You'll be a little bit behind, but boom. So look, the reason what we're talking about right now, the Ophiuchus, you got to think of an Ophiuchus like an extension cord. The purpose is to have the extension cords connect each other because the ideal thing is, let me show y'all the original sketch. This was the original sketch. Multiple circles divided by different things. So the first thing would have been the first would have been the charge, the base, the charge. The second would have been the zodiacs, which is what we see right here. The third would be the moon phases, if that makes sense. And every single person, the key for every single person to have their copper chain on, because copper, we already know that copper it increases your frequencies. It increases the amount of electronic frequencies that you receive. So every single zodiac person, every single person in this equation is going to have their copper on them. Copper is a must. Don't worry, I'm working on it. But before we even get to the veil weakening, I'm doing a merch drop. And the first merch drop that we do is going to be every single zodiac 13. I'm going to do it for y'all. So y'all don't even got to go search. It's going to be, everybody going to get there. I kind of want to show y'all just a little mock-up. Let me show y'all a little mock-up. This is based off of all the notes that I put, and I told AI to draft me a concept. Now this is the colors that you're grounded to. The copper is painted. Your gem's gonna be this is your birthstone. I'm not playing no games. No games. We all about to break this veil. I'm telling y'all. No games. No games. And everybody gonna have their pendants and we gonna do it virtually. I'm telling you. That my favorite one has to be Scorpio. Scorpios is lit. It's different for each. The reason why it's different for each is because what we have to do is each stone powers you. The stone, each zodiac has a stone that gives you life. What now it can all universally translate. Like for instance, like I said, if you're tuned into before, I thought my stone was what? Garnet, because that's the Capricorn stone, if I'm not mistaken. But according to the ancient calendar, the 13-month calendar, I am not a Capricorn. I'm a Sagittarius. But I already was tuned in and harnessed the Capricorn frequency. So guess what? I can multiply. I could harness, I could get the Sagittarius one and I could have the Capricorn one because I've harnessed those frequencies. What's the next one I want to harness? You can harness the one that's closest to your sign. You feel what I'm saying? So when I'm explaining to y'all, when I'm saying like, yo, y'all, some of y'all feel like, oh, I never felt, I'm never going to be a Virgo because I always felt like I was a Leo. That may be true because you were tuned into Leo frequencies. That's why you feel yourself, you've confused yourself. Just like when you tell yourself every day, I'm miserable, I hate this fucking life, I hate everything about it. You then start to hate your life because you're telling yourself that every single day, your power of the tongue. But that doesn't mean you're never going to be exactly what you feel what I'm saying. That doesn't mean. The chart is right here. The chart is right here. What's up? Questions. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna put it up. Hold on. Let me fix it. Yes, we are copper colored people, which is why copper is an amazing thing for us. You don't feel like any other sign, mama, because you didn't tune yourself into. It is ignorant to it is ignorant. It comes off as ignorant when you're not willing to access yourself to knowledge. You're limiting yourself, my love. Like you're really limiting yourself. You could be so much. Now, I'm never saying it may be true, but my love, you are tuned into your frequency. You can harness that frequency simultaneously. A lot of people, what they don't realize is that you have to acknowledge your original frequency before you're allowed to access the other ones. You may feel that shit in your heart, regardless of what anybody else is telling you, but you haven't acknowledged your original frequencies. You got to stop saying, you could feel like you're a Virgo, but you don't got to say it. You don't got to say it. You don't got to say it. You know what I'm saying? Because let me ask you, for those whose sign changed after my video, put in the comments. I'm going to go after the first one. Our true zodiac is the day of our conception, not the day of our birth. That could also be a thing too. Because that's when our soul is pulled out of the spirit realm and attached to the physical entity. So how you got ether from a Sag. I got ether from a Sag. You went from a Sagittarius to an ether. Right? So Sagittarius is a fire sign. You went from a fire sign to an ether sign. Any ether sign could tap into. See the difference between 0 point and ether, which is why for every positive, when I tell y'all God really thought of everything he really did, for every positive is a negative, right? For every ether sign, there was a 0 point sign. Ethers could tap into all signs. 0 points could tap into no signs. They are their own frequency. They're their own energy. They are the baseline for all frequencies. For Aquarius, so I assume that you went from either you went from Aquarius to a Capricorn or Aquarius to a Pisces. No matter what, you got to understand your sun rising, your moon risings, those play a part into how you act. Let's go into let's do my zodiac calendar. Let's do my zodiac calendar. Let's do my zodiac calendar right now. Zodiac calendar. Zodiac rising chart. Calculate your rising sign, right? Let me fill this out really quickly. Why is not letting me click? Boom. January 17th. Which is it? 46. United States. Place. New York. Damn. There we go. All right. Verify as a human. Show a map. All right, we're about to do my zodiac chart. Right? Where the fuck does it show me? Why is not showing me? That was a waste of time. Actually, I don't want to do that. That shit just pissed me off. So we just gonna go back to this. Now, this is where I'm going. This is where it plays a role. So imagine how you would be if your third eye was decalcified, which is your pineal gland, which is your third eye. Your third eye allows you to access your spiritual energy, right? We know that because, and here's the difference of why your sign plays a role. This is why your sign plays a role. For instance, whoever said that there was a Sagittarius and they went to an ether sign, think of it like this. This is why it's important to acknowledge your sign, because your sign tells you stuff about yourself that whether it may be true or not, that is who your essence is. Start to do those things that is who you are, things will change. Right. So look, for a person that went from a Sagittarius to Ophiuchus sign, an Ophiuchus sign is most powerful in the dark. So a Sagittarius is fire, that is light. Why would you be constantly putting yourself into the light, whether you like the light or whether you like the dark or not? Why would you consistently do something that is the opposite of what you're supposed to do? But good thing you're an Ophiuchus sign, because if you were a water sign, that'd be bad, because fire is the opposite of water. Earth is the opposite of air. You feel what I'm saying? They're opposites of each other. But also good thing you're an Ophiuchus sign. Ophiuchus is the space that all live in. So you can simultaneously master all and become your own powerful Ophiuchus. The calendar, yes. Let me put the calendar up actually. Where my tape at? Where my tape at? Because I don't really want to hold this. But it's gonna look like I'm gonna have to, unfortunately. Let me put the sign up. All right, go ahead. Boom. 2, 3. Boom. Let's go back. So why would you be focused on, if you a water sign, right? Why would you be focused on the fire sign energy? It don't matter what you feel like, girl. Why you arguing with the ancestors? Real shit, though. Real shit. Real shit, though. Y'all be disrespectful as fuck. It ain't your world. There's things that came before you. You can't change that. So boom. For those who are ether signs, an Ophiuchus sign is most powerful in the dark. Staying in complete darkness and meditating in the darkness, as an Ophiuchus sign, you produce more DMT naturally. Any sign can produce, any person can produce DMT by sitting in the dark. But why do you think when they do rituals, when they do connecting to the spiritual realm, it's always during the nighttime? It's always at a specific time. The lights are off, but the candles are there. The fire is energy. They're cutting out the light and bringing in the fire, right? So if you are Ophiuchus sign, you're most powerful in the darkness. You produce naturally more DMT, which is the chemical that is needed, that is called the spirit molecule. Spirit molecule, basically the thing that allows you to dream. Dreams is you tapping into the spirit realm. They tell you don't talk to your aunts. If you see somebody you know in your dreams, you're going to die. Why do you think that they put fear into you? Why? Why do you think that they make you fearful of talking to somebody that came before you? It's not because you're going to die. It's because you're going to find out the truth. Your ancestors communicate with you through dreams. You feel what I'm saying? When you start thinking outside of your ego, When you stop thinking outside of your ego and thinking of yourself and think yourself as an entity, not a physical thing, you learn so much more about the world. You notice that every breath that the earth takes, the wind is different. Every tsunami that happens, that's a earth. See, if we go back to right before when we first started talking about the Anunnaki, when we first started the live, hey chat, how you doing? When you first started talking about the Anunnaki, before the Anunnaki came in, there were already people, there were already humans here, and humans were studying, they were praying to a religion already called what? I'm not here to tell you no jokes, actually. I don't play games. I'm not here to play games. I don't play games with you bitches. I think it's Meta Dutu, which basically means Mother Nature in Egypt. Let me see if I can find it. I got a lot of notes, man. I need to start getting some sticky pads to bookmark this shit. If I lose this notebook, child. Hold on. Look, it's called Mendu Netter. We gotta write that. We gotta write that down somewhere. We gotta write that down right here. We're gonna write that down right here, actually. Mendu Netter. All right. The reason why we talk about this concept of Mendu Netter is because in Egypt, in like Egyptian polytheism, like the hieroglyphics part, the language part, that translates to Mother Nature. Mother Nature is the earth that we walk on. That is the God that we pray to. That is the higher power that we pray to. So when you stop thinking in the realm of ego and start thinking yourself as an entity that observes this planet, you live symbolically with this planet. Every single thing gets overanalyzed. It's spelled MEDU-NETER. Once again, that's MEDU-NETR. Yes, just like that. Boom. So when we go back to this concept, of us honoring Mother Nature, that means you have to understand Mother Nature's frequencies. Every single person was born at a specific time because they all play a role. Now, when we talk about the roles that they play, I kid you not, we all play a different role. And Aries is the indicator. They start to question the veil. A Taurus is the grounder. They build the foundation after the veil is questioned. A Gemini is the messenger. They spread the hidden knowledge after the foundation is built. They are the messenger. They receive the knowledge. The Cancer, they are the memory keepers to protect and recall history. A Leo is a sovereign. They remind us of who we are. They remind us of who we are in the past. A Virgo is the purifier. They clean the data and seek through the lies. They know the truth between a lie and the truth. The Libra is the arbiter. Why do you think how do you think they have these characteristics saying, oh, an Aries acts like this. Oh, a Taurus acts like this. Oh, a Gemini acts like this. It all stems. Look, the Scorpio is the transmuter. They face the shadow and destroy the fear of death. Scorpios, they're not scared of death. Ophiuchus, they are the gatekeepers. They are the 13th key. Anything past 12 is the matrix. Anything past 12 is the matrix. The number 13 is one of the most powerfulest numbers to ever exist. Boom. That is the 13th key. They are the bridge between the real and the spirit realm. The Sagittarius, they are the seekers. They find the real power, the source of the power within the spirit realm. The Capricorns, you got to understand. Do you see how this is divided? This is divided into how to break the veil and what do you do after the veil is broken. Do y'all get that? The matrix is the reality in which we live in. Do you get that? Anything before Ophiuchus hits, when the veil is the thinnest, is how to break the veil. The indicator, question it. The Torah, the grounder, build it. The messenger, spread it. The memory keeper, protect, recall it. You protect and recall what we were told before. So guess what? If you protect, look. Now let's compare this really quickly. I need to get my thumbtack. Where's my thumbtack? Let's compare this really quickly. Damn, read the comments. What are the comments saying? What's up? Talk to me. The matrix is the firmament we were placed in for the world's leaders to harvest us. So Geminis are more powerful in the light and dark. Give me a second. I'm gonna answer that. I'm gonna answer that. But I want y'all to see something really quickly. Let me write that down so I make sure that I answer that later. Geminis, what are we supposed to do with this info? Are you serious right now? Like, no, really shit, real shit. The question was, what are we supposed to do with this info? I just told you, if you're an Aries, you're the indicator. Your job is to question it. I'm giving you a step by motherfucking step, and you asking, like, what type of question? Like, what? Where do we go as a society? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, let's connect it back. Let's connect it back. Let me write this down really quickly. Let me write this down quickly. Converse amongst yourself. Leo. Water. Ether. That's fire. Earth. Air. Water. All right. The reason why I had to ask that is because the fire sign, let's go sign by sign. The Aries, they're the indicators. They question the veil. You go to the next fire sign, they are the sovereign. Remind us who we are. They ask the question, the second round, it's like there's 3 rounds. There's 3 rounds. 3 rounds. The first round, you question it. That's the fire sign. When we talk about fire signs, what do we talk about? Where's the notes for that? When we talk about each sign, what do we be talking about? Where's the one where I'm talking about each sign, bro? I really need to get a notebook. Did one of these papers fall? I think one of these papers fell. Because I can't find the ones that I'm looking for. Damn, I can't find the one I'm looking for. I just had it too. Well, it's okay. It don't matter. But anyways, I'm going to go over this one more time. Boom. Albert Einstein, that bitch ain't do no motherfucking work. He stole from his wife, by the way. That wasn't none of his work. He wasn't smart. He stole that from his wife. His wife would have never been able to make it in the realm of science, so the husband did it. Aries, they're the indicators. They question the veil. Remember I said Ophiuchus is the split point. They're the bridge between the physical and the spirit. If this is building the spirit, breaking the veil, that means after Ophiuchus, it's telling you what to do. And I that's what get me so mad, because I already told y'all this is split, because this is how to question the veil, and this is what you do afterwards. It's into a video. I'm recording on YouTube. So if you missed anything from before, just go to YouTube. It's already recorded. The last stream was recorded. Every stream is recorded. Now, boom. And Aries is a fire sign. They're the indicators. They question the veil. They start the process. Why? Why do we start the process? Because according to the moon phase on day 1, which would be Aries, they are the seed. They set the intention. Right? Cool. During day 1, what are we doing? Y'all got to understand. Man. Y'all got to understand. During day 1, what are we doing? Questioning the veil, building the foundation, spreading the knowledge, protecting and recalling the history. That's phase 1. That's day 1 of the moon phase, setting the intention. So Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancers, their job is to set the intention. Aries is the indicator. They question it. Taurus is the grounder. They build the foundation. Gemini is the messenger. They spread the hidden knowledge. Cancer is the memory keeper. They protect and recall the history. Then you go over to phase 2, the build. You take action. We just completed the 4 elements: fire, earth, air, water. That's the first phase. We then reset and we go into the second phase, the build. Cancers, Leos, they are the sovereign. They remind us who we are. Virgos, They are earth sign. They're the purifiers. They clean the data and seek through the lies. Once we're reminded who we are, everything we've been told has to be cleaned, cleansed, and it has to be sorted through so we know truth from lie. The Libra is next, is the air sign. They are the arbiters. They bring justice and balance to the system. Once we figure out what is truth and what is lie, the Libra as the arbiter is to bring the justice to those that have been wronged. And they balance the system. Then the last stage of this second cycle would be what? The transmuter. They face the shadow, destiny of fear and death. Why? Because once we connect to our spirit realm and our ancestors tell us they have never left, they've always been here. There's once you pass away, you don't die. Because that's the one answer we don't know what happens when we die. Our answers, once we communicate with those that our loved ones that passed on and we realize that they're still here, guess what happens? We are no longer scared of death. And who finds that out? A Scorpio who's already not scared of death. Then what happens? What's the third phase? The peak. Seeing through the veil. Seeing through the veil. That is the peak during the full moon. The third phase is the Ophiuchus by itself. The Ophiuchus by itself is the ether, the space that we live in. The Ophiuchus by itself is the full moon. Do you see how when you break these up? Do you see how when you break these up, how that works? Where's my black marker? Where's my black marker? You see how when you break these up, it then builds the idea of a moon cycle by phases? You see that? You see that? You see? Because then look, if the gatekeeper is the full moon, that is the bridge between the realm. You already know what the moon represents. You already know what the moon represents. You feel what I'm saying? So then guess what? We go after the Ophiuchus sets its foundation. Why do you think they took, if Ophiuchus is the most powerful sign, because that's the space we live in. Yet let me tell you how ether we know it exists, because ether is the static. That is the actual spiritual essence. That is the frequencies. The stuff when you see cymatic bubble experiments. The cymatic bubble experiments is proof, is literal, living scientific proof that ether exists. Right? Listen, if you don't know what it is, two things. Go back or just catch up. No shade. Everyone is a child of God no matter what they believe in. Exactly. It's still a source. December 3rd. Look. So after that, after the full moon phase, and the Ophiuchus, why do you think that they tried to hide the Ophiuchus sign? Why do you think they removed it? Because the Ophiuchus is the space we all the other elements live in. There cannot be a fire that look. The fire cannot burn. The earth cannot stay solid. The air cannot breathe, and the water cannot flow without the spiritual essence that moves within each of these compatibilities. Right? So once the full moon is gone, we then go into what? We then go into what? Once the bridge is set, the Sagittarius, they're the fire sign. We then reheating up the nachos that the other two phases already did. They are the seekers. Wait, don't that make sense? Each fire sign is seeking something. The first fire sign, the Aries, the indicator, they're seeking to find what is if the veil is what? If the veil exists. The second fire sign, which is the Leo, they are the sovereign. They're seeking to remind us who we are. And then the last fire sign is the Sagittarius, and they're actually called the seeker. And they're seeking to find the real power. You feel what I'm saying? EJ, you explain what part is wrong. The floor is yours. The floor is yours. I'll give her a minute to draft a response. Mods, make sure when she says her piece, you pin that up so I can see it. I heard, do not believe in zodiacs. I would not believe in zodiacs if we were not controlled by the same demonic entities that you have to play the game to win. So if they put this veil over us, that means you would necessarily have to play their game to break it. So we can say not to pay attention to zodiac signs, but that doesn't mean that zodiac signs don't exist. That doesn't mean because we are what we put energy into. Before I got here, ancestors already built traditions around zodiac signs. So yeah, there is power into it. Am I supposed to say, oh, I'm not going to pay attention to that power because it's coming from an entity? Listen, the almighty power knows my true intentions. They know my heart. They know my heart. So it doesn't matter if I'm using, the all power is gonna understand that, hey, I wasn't using it to be evil, I was using it to be good. So you can say if you're gonna use that analogy, then anything could be seen as demonic, because every single entity has a positive and a negative, because the earth runs on what? Balance, frequency, energy, and repetition. So boom. On to the next one. Now, when we go back after we open the veil at Ophiuchus, the Sagittarius is the seeker, find real power. The next one is the Capricorn, the architect. Wow. It seems like the earth signs are what are they doing? They're solidifying foundations. They're solidifying foundations because you have the earth sign, the first Taurus is the grounder. They're building the foundation. The second Taurus is the purifier. They're cleaning the data and setting the foundation for what it will be after they realize what is truth and what is false. Then you have the Capricorn, which is the architect, which is the builder. They're designing a new foundation. And then you have the Aquarius sign, which is the air signs. They are the visionaries. The visionary is the connecting. They connect tech and frequency. We already did that in the past. The Tartarian Empire, right? The Tartarian Empire, we already did that in the past. Then the Pisces is the water. They are the dreamers to maintain the connection. Why are they called the dreamers? Because when you dream, you're dreaming and you're connecting to the spirit realm. Your ancestors communicate you through dreams. Why do you not think? My thing is this: when you see if you teach yourself to wake up anytime you see one of your loved ones in your dreams, because that's what you were told, they're trying to bring you to death. Are they trying to bring you to the death, or are they trying to bring you to the spirit realm to make sure that you can obtain this knowledge and they can repair you? So by the time that you wake up, you'll know the truth and you'll be able to see through the lies. Are they trying to repair what the government has broken with fluoride, with frequency transmitters, with all of this negative energy blockers? But if you train yourself to every single time that you are that you're sleeping, right? If you train yourself that every single time you're sleeping, right? That if I see my ancestors, I gotta wake up because, oh my God, I don't want to die. Every time you see your ancestors, you're gonna wake up before they have the time to give you your energy. Do you see how they manipulate the human psyche? Do you see? Fast foods, heavy metals, exactly. Do you see the poison that they're giving us? They're telling us all this stuff. They're telling us all this. You got to think, in propaganda, America has played such a big role in how propaganda is spread. Everything that they tell us was good was bad. Sirens, but then they predict mermaids to be like, oh my God, just the beautifulest things. They have the best voices, not even knowing that they may have the best voices, but that's for the reason so that they can lure them. They can lure them. They're like, boy, you drop your Cash App? Ooh, I don't know, because the last time I dropped my Cash App, they was eating me up on Twitter. This bitch, Love Island knows. I don't know. I'll drop the Cash App. I don't give a fuck. No, chat. Let me stop playing. If you missed everything, please go on. Can I do Cancer again? I missed it. I got you. Can I do Cancer again? I'm gonna do it again. Ooh, chat, but don't even send no money. I forgot. No. Actually, let's go back to Cancers. 1 second. I'm gonna put the list back up. So when we're looking at this is your sign. When you're looking at this is what your power is. When we think about powers, they want you to think of it as a physical entity. Now, while that might be true, before you access your power, you must harness your essence. So if you're a fire, it would make sense to harness what? Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn, Scorpio, Virgo. Girl, is she seriously paying Beyonce right now? Hold on, cause she wildin'. Oh, that bitch was at a red light. Is this bitch serious right now? Girl, we in class. Turn that shit off. Fuck is you talking? Bitches over here, we ain't here to play. We not here to play. Back to this. Boom. Boom. The Aries is the I'm gonna go over the list one more time for those that just got here. The Aries is the indicator. They question the veil. The Taurus is the grounder. They build the foundation. The Gemini is the messenger. They spread the hidden knowledge. The Cancer is the memory keeper. They protect and recall history. When you're asking me where I get this from, when you search up the attributes of what an Aries is, they will be the indicators. You know that based off of how they act. You are how you act is for a reason, because we all play a part into a puzzle. A puzzle that was used to design spiritual essence to the spirit realm. Right? Right? So boom. After that, we go to what? We reset. Look, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, reset. Fire, earth, air, water, reset. Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, reset. Fire, earth, air, water, reset. You see how that's a pattern? Because I said what? The earth runs off of patterns. And where do these come from? The stars. The stars. So when they say, hold on, live will end. Like, girl, they just doing stuff. They just doing stuff. Like, that don't make no sense. What's in the green? The green is the 0 point person. Anything that's born on March 20th. March 20th, people aren't born into a frequency. They aren't born into any period of time. They are just as powerful as an ether. While an ether tunes into all, the 0 points tune into none. That is the diamonds. Ether could be ether is like ether is the gold, and March 20th is the diamond. The day without time. March 20th is the day without time, because we know that because there are 13 months according to our ancient history calendar. There are 13 months. Each month is 28 days. 13 times 28 is what? 364. We have one day for the transition. What is that? That one day is what? March 20th. That one day they weren't born into a zodiac. There was probably no stars in the sky. But guess what? On March 20th, I wrote this down specifically about March 20th. Let me see if I can find it. If not, we'll go over that in the next episode, because I do want to get back into our official thing. I can't find it. But boom. We last left off at Libra. They're air sign. They're the arbiters. They bring justice and balance to the system. A Scorpio is the transmuter. They face the shadow, destiny, the fear of death. Ophika sign is the gatekeeper. They are the 13 bridge between real and spirit realms. A Sagittarius is the seeker. They find the real power. A Capricorn is the architect. They design the new foundation. An Aquarius is the visionary. They connect the truth and frequency. The Pisces is the dreamer. They maintain the connection. The reason why they switch from 13 zodiac signs to 12 is so they can kill the God frequency. April Fool's was put on the first day of the year so they can hide the real zodiac chart and keep you from doing the process to breaking down the veil. Notice how every single year our ancestors had traditions where they connected with the spirit realm. That never went away. We were not taught about it. We were not taught it at all. Which is why they put April Fool's on the first day. The day while we're on January, setting our manifestations, setting our intentions, and we're like, I thought that didn't help. I thought setting intention is supposed to help me. I was supposed to stop eating. I was supposed to stop this, stop doing this, and I can't stop. Because the white man told you that was the first day of the year. But the white man only has political power. They don't have the power of manifestation because they got to manipulate the system to win. If we were all right here, it would just be a repeat of history. We would flourish and they would, okay. No shade though. No shade though. But you feel me? Back to this. The most powerful signs is going to be, I don't know why, but for some reason, a lot of articles talk about Geminis because of their power of speaking. They said their Geminis are very important to the 13, and Ophiuchuses are very important to the 13. Also, Capricorns and I believe Sagittariuses. No, Capricorns and Sagittariuses are important to the thing for different reasons. Geminis are important because of their speaking power. They are the spreaders of hidden knowledge. Ophiuchuses are the channels to connect us from the spirit realm to the physical realm. Now, the reason why Capricorns and Sagittarius are also considered the strongest is because February and January was not added to the calendar until post-Egypt falling. During the Roman times, prior, like once the Romans started picking up, they started adding January and February because when the Romans first started, there was a 60-day period that they never did anything because it was the winter. It was the coldest time. It was the coldest times of the year. Nobody did anything. But for the Egyptians, the January and February was not considered a month. It was considered the 60-day spirit window because I don't know why specifically. I got to search that up, but I do know that the Egyptians had a 60-day spirit window where they consistently communicated with the spirits. But don't worry. Let me write that down on the notes that I got to give up. Now, right now, can I go over Scorpio's water signs meanings, please? Okay. Let me write down. I'm going to write down a couple questions. I need to write down in my notes. I need to find more about the 60-day spirit window. Okay, so would y'all like me to go? I can't find my notes about what each sign means specifically. I just had it. Did that bitch fall on the floor? Bitch, I'm all over the place on the nigga. Maybe it's behind me. Is it behind me? Nah. All right. Why are we trying to break the veil? We are trying to break the veil because guess what? We are not supposed to be doing the things that we were doing. If what we're saying is true, that we were not even supposed to exist, but we were created and we now exist. The land that we were destined to, which is Earth, why would we harm that place? God is like, bitch, I already let you be here, bitch. And you bitches are getting disrespectful as fuck? You gonna now trash my shit now too? Bitch, I already give you bitches a place to stay. Now you bitches gonna fuck up my shit? That's why we're trying to break the veil. How can the gifted fall in with this? When you mean pre-Jesus God, I mean, why would you destroy the earth? Like, what? Ask me that. Why would you? It don't matter if God interpret that differently. Why would you say that? Why would, you know what I'm saying? Why would you destroy the earth? If God gave you the earth, why would you then destroy the earth? No matter what. So that argument was dumb. So that was dumb. Like, you feel me? I felt like that was a point that you tried to make. It didn't really come across. It wasn't a point. You know what I'm saying? Can I explain Aries more? I got you. Aries. Water. Anything else? Scorpios. Hold on. Anything else? Libras. Did you explain? No. If y'all want me to go in depth to each sign, I can't do that. Can't. Matter of fact, you know what? We just gonna go through the signs again. No shame. I ain't gonna lie. I got tired of writing. No shit. Give me a second. me a second. Let me put this up. Yeah, my fingers ain't strong enough to put this. Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's not staying, and it's fucking up my papers. So I need it to stay. Ooh. Can you go in right there? All right, boom. There we go. Y'all can see that. Well, that's going. Y'all gonna have to see that. No shit. I'll move it in for y'all. Okay. Cause why are we trying to open shit? Y'all gotta realize. Matter of fact, you weren't here. So go to the first. If you don't understand why we're trying to break the veil, you shouldn't be here. You need to go on YouTube and you need to watch this live from the start. Because we just went over the 9 realms and why we need to break the veil because we got 9 realms. And back before all of this was shut down, we could transfer between realms. So if you don't know why we trying to break the veil, it's time to leave this and go over to YouTube. Go over to YouTube. Now, let's get back into the signs. Why are we doing that though, girl? Why are we doing that? We've been lied to about our history. We've been lied to about our capabilities. We've been lied to about what we're our true power. We've been lied to about little things that they put in our food to suppress us. Why would you want to be in a country, in a world that continues to poison you? We've been lied to about how many things? I could just keep going on. I could just keep saying, we've been lied to. We've been lied to. We've been lied to. So when you ask me, why are we trying to break the veil of being lied to? That is a simple, self-explanatory question. No shade. I don't want to be lied to. Bitch, what you lying to me for? If I'm gifted and you don't want me to be gifted, why are we being lied to? Because us as African, not even African, us as copper-colored people, the aboriginals of this earth, the earth that they built their land on, which is our land, that has our secrets that we've built, that we now not have access to, that they now profit off of. So when you ask me, why are we trying to break the veil? Why are we trying to seek our destiny? That's why. Because why are we trying to break the veil? Because judgment day is coming. And the only ones scared of judgment are the ones with the unpurest souls. So when you're asking me why are we trying to break the veil, you need to ask yourself that question. Why are you not trying? Why are you not trying to? Why are you not trying to? Are you scared that your soul isn't ready for what's to come? There we go. There we go. Now, let's go into every sign. Let me get where my computer at. We're going to go into every sign. What is every sign and their attributes of the sign? All right. Boom. So we're going to go into... Oh, this showing me every shit. Hold on 1 second. Boom. They trying to show me 12. Stop showing me 12. We already know that's a lie. Like, you feel me? Like, that off the bat was crazy to me. And that's what really started all of this. The fact that they lied about a Zodiac sign. What are all... It's like mad hard to switch up. Like, okay. Now, let me pull up my other notes. So you see this in the back, and we got this right here. Hold on, let me move. Right. That alone. Boom. So, in Aries, they're the ram. Their element is fire. That is March 21st through March 19th. No, that's a lie. These bitches be lying on Google. They be lying on Google as fuck. This is according to Gregorian calendar. I'm not even going to say the dates. The Aries, they are element fire sign. Their attributes are passionate, confident, courageous, creative, impulsive, and energetic. Aries, make some noise in the chat. My Aries, make some noise in the chat. If what I just described your attributes, put a check in the chat for Aries. Matter of fact, put your sign. Go type in your sign on thing and put your sign. There we go. If I just described you in the chat, no other sign but Aries. We're going to take this step by step. No other sign. No other sign. Just Aries. Just Aries. If you are compassionate, if you're confident, courageous, creative, impulsive, and energetic, make some noise in the chat and you are Aries. Now, you're a fire sign. I really need my motherfucking notes, bro. Where's that? It's that. Found my page. Boom. I told y'all I was missing a page. Look, a fire sign. Those are Aries, Leo, Sagittariuses. They are the spark. Because what fire does, fire is spark. They spark spiritual energy. They make you want to have spiritual energy because they are compassionate, confident, courageous, creative, impulsive, and energetic. Wouldn't you think that would be the best attributes to be the indicator to question the veil? Yeah, screenshot this too. Here. Hold on, let me back it up so it don't got to be in the comments. Boom. Tell me when to move it. Okay, everybody got it? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Look. So when we talk about let's go on to the next one. Now let me ask y'all again. We're gonna do green checks. We're gonna do green checks. Green checks in the chat. This for everybody. I'm asking everybody this question. Don't you think a person who is passionate, confident, courageous, creative, impulsive, and energetic is the perfect person to question the veil and start this process of spiritual journey? Don't you think that's a perfect thing? All right, cool. Let's go into the next sign, which is the earth sign. Now, let me ask myself this question when I get off. Why is it that the pattern, the zodiac pattern, goes fire, earth, air, water? Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. I'm going to ask myself that when I get off. I'm going to have that answer to you by the next one. Now, let's go into Tauruses. Tauruses. I know Tauruses. I got 2 of them in my family. They're an earth sign. They are reliable, practical, grounded, stable, determined, and sometimes stubborn. All my Tauruses, drop your symbol in the chat. Tauruses, drop your symbol in the chat. Make some noise, Tauruses. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Stubborn as fuck. Where my Tauruses at? Make some noise in the chat, yo. Make some noise in the chat. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Now, I just said the attributes of a Taurus is what? Reliable, practical, grounded. What is the Taurus? Somebody tell me what the Taurus is. The grounder. The grounder. Now, boom. Your job is to build the foundation. Do you know why that y'all are supposed to be stubborn? Y'all are supposed to be stubborn because so many people are going to tell y'all your job is the grounder. You're supposed to keep people grounded. So many people live out of what? They live out of fear. So why do you think you got a person that's asking me, why are we trying to open the veil? But if you're a Taurus set on opening the veil, you ain't listening to what any bitch got to say. Real shit. Because why? Because you're focused on what you're focused on. You're focused on what you're focused on. Right? Let's go. Ain't nobody could tell you what to do because you doing what you do. What you do is not what the next bitch should be doing. What you do is what you should be doing. That's why y'all supposed to be stubborn. Because if you're the grounder, if the Aries question the veil, and it's talking to the Taurus like, yeah, like this shit don't feel right. And then as soon as you get the Taurus on your side, yeah, shit don't feel right. I don't give a fuck with no bitch telling me shit don't feel right. Shit don't feel right. I don't care what y'all saying. Shit don't feel right near my bitch Aries. We about to break down this veil. Right? So boom, we go on to what? Gemini. Gemini is an air sign. Geminis, make some noise in the chat. Where my Geminis at? Geminis, make some noise. Where my Geminis at? Let's go. Let's go. Geminis in the chat. As a Gemini, you're intellectual, communicative, witty, adaptable, curious, and sociable. Intellectual. Right? Communicative. What? Curious and sociable. Let's focus on intellectual, communicative, and sociable. Wouldn't that make you the best person to be the motherfucking messenger? If you got communication skills and you are sociable and intellectual, doesn't that make you the best person to spread the message? So after the Taurus just said, nah, we about to find answers, and they find answers, the Taurus stubborn. They don't want to talk to nobody else. I did my part. Leave me alone. But guess what? You're the social one. You're the communicative one. So your job is to spread the message. You see how that all works? See, a lot of y'all got to realize, man, when we go back to this idea of earth, fire, air, and water, you got to understand that every sign is doing something differently. But when you think of it as, when you're zooming into a map and zooming out, when you zoom in, this is what individually, when you zoom out and you think of the essence, which is the fire essence, they're all the fire signs are doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing. So for instance, it's literally the 4 processes over and over again 3 times. The ender, you're questioning the veil, you're building the foundation, you're spreading the knowledge, and you're protecting it. So, and you're protecting it. That is the full complete thing. That's a moon phase. Now, do you see why then the next time we come over here, we're going to talk about what risings mean and how that comes into a play? Because a lot of y'all feel as though that you're another sign. That's due to your rising, and y'all don't even know that. That's due to your rising. Your rising plays a big role on who you are as a person. Boom. So if you're a Pisces, are you an Aquarius? No. Well, yes, because you were born on the cups. You were born on the celestial cups, which means that you can bounce back and forth to those frequencies because you were born on both of those cusps. They intertwine with each other. You feel what I'm saying? We're going to get to Ophiuchus. Don't worry. That bitch playing that music is hot as fuck in here. He's talking about turning the AC or something. It's moist. Let's go. Oh, bitch, it's hot as fuck, nigga.
He said, this is how you know.
Who that? Oh, that's Cat Williams. Cat Williams was talking about the Anunnaki too. That's how I know. Cat Williams, he's cool dude. All right, boom. Let's go into Cancers. My Cancers, make some noise in the chat. Where my Cancers? Make some noise in the chat. Cancers, what up? How does that differ with how does that differ with this in the Zodiac, the rising? The rising just connects you. I think, me personally, if you want to ask me what the rising's playing a part into, I personally believe that risings really connect you to your ancestors. That's your DNA. Because now that's just a theory that I have. I haven't pulled it out. That's just what I basically believe from the start. Now, he's a Sagittarius, Cat Williams. I'm a Sag too. Cat, what up? I thought I was a Scorpio. According to your calendar, Taurus here, did he touch on us? Yeah, I did. Y'all was the second ones. Go back. I'm going to tell you where we at right now on the stream. We at 2 hours. So if you go on YouTube and click the link, we still live. Just click to go to 2 hours flat. We went over that. So just go to 2 hours. That's the timestamp, 2 hours. Now, I didn't see the Cancers in my chat. Cancers, make some noise, chat. Cancers, where you at? Where you at, chat? Cancers, make some noise. Make some noise, chat. Where my Cancers at? Make some noise. This calendar isn't the same calendar you got. Nah, don't worry. We go in an order of the pre-Gregorian calendar. So Aries is what you would think Capricorn is. All right, Cancers. It's lagging. We good now? How do you find your risings? Your rising doesn't necessarily change because you were born. This changed, not your birthday. Your rising is based on your birthday, what time you were born, what day you were born. That didn't change. Just where everything is positioned has changed. Because Aries, the reason why I keep seeing Aries on top is because the beginning of the year, according to our ancestors, is when the summer starts, not when winter starts, when the summer starts. You see that? Because everything bloomed at summertime. So, of course, they would do the beginning of the year rebirth. So when trees hollowed out during the cold and came back during the summertime, that's the rebirth. That tree is life. You feel me? You see how those symbols intertwine? So why would the beginning of the year be when the trees die out? Spring. That's what I meant to say. Spring. Sorry, y'all. Spring. I'm not summer, spring. I apologize. Thanks for getting me right on that. So when we go based off what our ancestors told us, spring started around at the end of March. Now I have to fix this because some people say it started on April 1st. Some people say on March 21st. March 20th is the day without time. We have no specific, like I've read so many texts and articles. They just give us that week to track that down. They give us a week to track that down. Is it only those dates? What about the start, like December 1st through December 18th? That's not really December 1st through December 18th would be no, not necessarily, because that's Capricorn. If you really want to be real, January and February never existed according to our ancestors. They put that in after when white people overthrew brainwashed. Who this? Okay. Now, I keep getting distracted from my Cancers. So what's the equinox? I don't know. Let me search that. I'm going to search that up. Put that on my notes too. Don't worry. We're going to have that by the next one. Equinox. Anybody know what equinox is in the chat? Those dates might not be accurate. They're in the same week, but not according to the same day. You're July. You still have the same reasons. False belief. You are so educated and want to be educated at the same time. Yes, I do. At the same time, you can only get stronger. I may fuck up on one thing, but doesn't mean I can't come back and come harder. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of things people don't know. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said soul. Wait, what is it? What about the missing month soul? Do you think soul could have been the 60-day period that was between January and February? What I need to figure out is if the 60-day period was during where they considered January and February to be, which would be considered January, February. That would be Sagittarius, Capricorn, December 19th to February 15th. I need to write that down. 60 days. Soul is between December and January. That's what I'm thinking. Listen, if y'all are telling me this is wrong and y'all are focusing on a Gregorian calendar, then if you are not going based off of the calendar that is before they switch the calendar, then I ain't paying attention. But if it's wrong post that, then let's have a conversation because I would like to fix that. What is I doing? Mods, get that bitch out. Sorry, I don't got time today. Anyways, Cancer time. Yeah, they get me distracted. You feel me? You can add 13 and always get to 9. I don't got time today. All right, boom. Cancers. Your element is water. There are 13 months. We shouldn't be in Aquarius right now. The sun is in Capricorn. Look up at the sky. Can I be a mod? If it allows me to add moderator, it's telling me I can only have 30 moderators. Why the fuck do I? How do I? Let me fix this right now. Let me follow you back. I gotta remove my mods. I don't know why they started giving 30 moderators. All right, let's focus real quick. Cancers. The attributes are nurturing. Now, if this is you telling me no shade, baby. I do not mean to laugh. That shit got me crying, bro. Oh, I'm sorry, girl. No shade, baby. Yo, the girl gonna say she got the wrong side tatted. I love you, boo. It's okay. Focus on the sign you got and then boom, double back. You feel me? Be both. You can tap into all. Boom. Let's go back into cancers. The cancers are, it's like I can't get through cancers. They are nurturing, intuitive, deeply emotional, imaginative, protective, and caring. If that is you, green checks in the chat. If that is you as a Cancer, green checks in the chat. Green checks in the chat. Thank you, Roy. I appreciate you. As a Cancer, y'all are the memory keepers. Y'all job is to protect and recall history. Don't you think being nurturing, because you then have to guide people to protect and recall history, intuitive, deeply emotional. You have to feel when you're connecting with your ancestors through frequency, through dreams. You have to be very deeply emotional. Meaning which is why when you go to sleep, y'all want to ask me what do you do after this video? Before you go to sleep, go to Meditative Mind. It's a YouTube channel that plays 528 hertz frequencies. I play that every single night before I go to sleep. So, and I set my intentions. See, a lot of y'all don't realize if y'all incorporate this into your daily lives, every day I wake up and I set my intention for the day. I want to do this. I want to do that. By the time I get to halfway into my day, I'm already taking action through that. At 12 by noon, I've already seen me getting that. Now, for instance, if my intention was today before I went to bed, I watched Rashad Jamal's YouTube live stream, 3 hours, smoked my blunt, watched it. I'm like, I want to process this information. That was me setting my intention before I went to bed. I played my mindful meditation music because frequencies is what allows your spirit to focus. I sat there for 45 minutes, just breathing in and out, talking to myself, asking myself, do I have a calling that is bigger than what I know? And keep breathing. And you're going to start to realize your body's going to start to tingle. The frequency, I promise you are going to feel things, but you're not going to, but when you downplay those things, which is why it's important, they constantly tell you, stop thinking in the lens of ego. Once you remove yourself out of ego and start to realize you are an entity, you are a thing that is, everything is revolved around you. Exactly. Prayer as well. Anything that keeps you centered in peace. See, right now I could sit here and I could just breathe. Every time you take that exhale, I promise you, you're going to feel weight lift off your shoulders. That is you. It's my Meditative Mind. That is on YouTube. Meditative Mind. Play any one of those 528 frequencies. Don't play the regular shits. Y'all know when you go be on YouTube and you put meditation music, all that music is fake. They just doing that to get monetization. This is actual 528 hertz that's supposed to calm you and censor you. When you're sitting down and you're focusing, you're meditating. Yesterday, I meditate. And I ask myself yes or no questions. And sometimes I may say self. Most of the time I say ancestors. I say ancestors because I come from a long lineage. Like if only I knew who my family was, I am not nobody, that's nobody. So I'm asking my ancestors who have done things that you probably Like, would not this nigga just a TikToker? It's a long lineage before me on what has made, which is why I believe this even more, because I am nothing but a descendant of what great people were. My people fought in a revolution. My grandfathers, my great grandfathers fought in a war. Were generals in a war. I have a prime minister that was in my family on my mom's side. Two different lineages, two different leader lineages that compiled together. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you have to start to talk to yourself. Because when you talking to yourself, meditated mind, meditative, not meditated, meditative, without ending in an IVE, mind. When you start to talk to yourself and center yourself, your body will repair itself and it will tell you the truth. Start off by asking yes or no questions. Is my calling greater than what it is? Breathe in, breathe out. 3 times before you ask the question, 3 times after. Sit still for 30 seconds. If your body starts to tingle, that is your yes. If you don't feel anything, that is your no. You know why? Because your body, and I know that because I've been doing it. The more you do it, the more you will believe yourself. The more you train your ancestors how to redirect their energy. Your body, if your body is tingling, your body's made up of DNA. Your DNA is them. They can connect to you through your DNA, your body. You know what I'm saying? So if you at still peace and you breathing in and out and you keeping yourself at a peaceful time, you are decalcifying your third eye, allowing them to do more things. Now you can just say, oh no, your body's tingling. Your body's tingling. Your body's just tingling. It's nothing. They're not trying. What the fuck? This thing is crazy. Your body tingles all the time. But it's at that specific time that you ask that question in which your body was tingling and it was not tingling before. So you can either decode yourself and detach yourself from your ego and analyze that, or you can just move on and move different. Hey, what's up, friend? How you doing? Good to see you. Ego death, exactly. Ego death. Search that up. Now let's go back to, hold on, let me go back to my notes. Where my notes at? Boom, next one. Leos, make some motherfucking noise, Leos. Where you at? I'm coming to see you soon. I'm going to tap in with you as soon as I get off. I got you. I'm coming to see you soon. The king is returning, by the way. Don't say nothing yet. It's going to be a surprise, but if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Leos, make some noise. Where you at, Lions? Make some noise, shot. Boom. The attributes of a Leo is what? They are the lions. They are charismatic. They are leader-like. They are generous. They are creative. They are confident and warm-hearted. The job of the Leo, the power of the Leo is being the sovereign, reminding us who we are. Wow. King of the jungle, charismatic, leader-like, reminding me who I am, leader-like, reminding me who I am, confident, warm-hearted, reminding me who I am, realizing that I may forget who I am, but guess what? The Leo is warm-hearted enough to remind me. Now, some of y'all are like, you try to be. Keep trying to be. Keep trying to be. Now, like Osai said, your sun and your moon risings play a part into how strong your Leo may be. Who's to say that your sun rising can't be more powerful than your your actual, you know what I'm saying? Your actual zodiac. So boom. How do you figure out your moon signs, your risings? How you do that is, damn, I forgot. I have a video all about this. I recorded it. I recorded it last time. Everybody just skip through the last video. But how you do your rising and your sun risings, you're gonna go on Google and you're gonna do your birth chart and you're gonna put in your birthday, where you were born, your birthday. So mine's is January, da 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 da. I'm gonna put that in. It's gonna give me a chart. But you also need to calculate your day 28. Now, I specifically did a step-by-step how to do your day 28. Your day 28 is different for everybody. That calculates which moon phase you're a part of. You're either going to be on day one. This tells you exactly how to do your moon phase. So for instance, I told y'all my birthday is when? My birthday right here. You calculate how many days. Hold on. Let me fix this real quick. Let me just hold up that paper. Like I told y'all. Let's calculate this real quick. I told y'all March 20th is the day without time. So technically the first year would be what? March 21st. If we go into from March 21st, the day after the day without time, March 21st to your birthday. My birthday is January 17th. How many days is it between March 21st to January 17th? Between that March 21st and January 17th is 302 days. Day 28 is considered the dark moon, the 28th day of each month. When you're resetting and you're moving into a new frequency, which a new zodiac will take the lead on the power shift, you're going to do 302 days divided by 28. That is my specific day. My specific day is not your day. My day is my day. Your day is your day. So you're going to do March 21st. How many days is it until March 21st to your birthday? Whatever day you get, you're going to divide it by 28, the last day, which is the dark moon. And then you're going to get whatever you get. If your day is March 21st, then your number is just going to be 1. So you're going to be in the new moon phase. If you, for instance, when you do 302 divided by 28, you get 10.7. If I round 10.7 up, so it's 5 and up, you round up. 4 and below, you round low. So since 302 divided by 28 is 10.7, I round up to 11. And what 11 is the 11th month. That number you're getting is the month that you're in. The month that you in then categorize you. You say I was born in the 11th month. Which moon phase day was I born into? Is it going to be the new moon, the first moon, the full moon, or the last quarter? Right? So I'm going to do 300. Like, once again, I'm going to explain it again. March 21st to my birthday, January 17th. That's 3. I get 302. 302 divided by 28. 28 is the last day before the frequency power shift and the new zodiac frequency takes over. I get 10.7. I round up because I'm closer to the 11th month. Then I'm closer to the 10th month. And I'm going to get the 11th month, which is the last quarter of the year. So I am a day 22, which would mean that I'm an alchemist. Each one is a shift. During the next slide, we're going to go over, I'm going to dive more deep into the moon phases. I'm going to add that to my list because I feel like I'm going to have to go over that a little more specifically. But I've already partially went over this part in the last YouTube stream that we went on. You got 2.3. So yours is 2. Yours is 2. Yours is 11. You're an alchemist, day 22. If y'all need me to put that up, if you need me to put this up one more time, let me know. 8.7, you go round up. That's the 9th month, 10th month. So we calculate in our moon what your moon phases is. Hey, I'm gonna come mingle in a second. How was school? You good? All right, I'm gonna come mingle in a second. Sorry, y'all. That was my beautiful sister. All right. So the reason why you're going to do that is because the moon phases determine what your best attribute are. You got to think of it as a power up. The more you think, the more you power up. So after you harvest your energy, your zodiac energy, you're then going to harvest your moon energy. It's like a power up, an additive. If it's 7.3, you're rounding down. If you're getting 3.7, you're rounding up. 4th month. If you're 7.3, you're rounding down. 7th month. If you're 628, you're going to round down, which is the 6th month. The 6th month, you got to do, hold on. Search, just go to Google and you're going to put in whatever number you got after you round it. So it should not be a decimal. It should be a physical number. So whatever you round it to, that's your number. That's the month. So you're going to go to your Google and search up, according to my moon day my day 28 moon day calculation, I am born in the 11th month, which moon phase am I a part of? Ask whatever you need to ask. I do know for anybody that was born in the last quarter, so that's gonna be it. Would it be 3, 6, 9, 12? Would it be like that? 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 12 in between. So if there's four moon phases, there has to be 3 months for each moon, no? Because yes, because the new moon is the new moon is April 1st. The new moon is April 4th, and then the first moon is July 25th. April, May, we don't count April. April, May, June, July. That's 3 months. 3 months from April is July. 3 months from July is November. 3 months, November, December, January. But that kind of, well, it's early November. The days kind of shift because of the dates. What do we look up? So after you get your 11th month, right? So for instance, I know it's a lot to understand. I know it's a lot. You're an alchemist. Basically, that's what you're finding out. You're not going based off of the Gregorian calendar. You're not going based off of that at all. At all. But it's a lot because a lot of this information that they show you now is based off of the Gregorian calendar, even though that's the one that's keeping us from unlocking who we are. You feel what I'm saying? 10.89. So you're going to round up to 11. You're day 22. You're an alchemist. So basically what you're trying to figure out is based on which month, which quarter you fall into. Are you in the first quarter, the new moon, the second quarter, the first moon, the third quarter, the full moon, the fourth quarter, the last quarter? So that's so the 11th month is January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, November, December. The 11th month is November, right? But it will have to be. I gotta figure this damn shit out myself. I'm trying to figure out what's the because I only know mines to be the alchemist because I was only doing mines. I don't know what the other moon phase is, but next time I know. Did you talk about Virgos yet? No, I didn't. Allow your ancestors to bring it to you. Don't stress. No, I didn't talk about Virgos yet. Can I see the paper one more time? Yeah, last time I'm gonna share that paper. So we move on to the next topic. Go ahead. I love you too. Yes, I'm about to change my name to Jamal from On My Block. Like for real. That's gonna be March's name. You have 3, 5, so you're gonna go up. You got 11. You're an alchemist. You're day 22. You are the last quarter. Your focus is the release. You're the banish. Your added power would be banishment of negative energy. That means when you're in the room, you know how to banish negative energy out of somebody. 1.4. You're gonna round down to 1. So you're gonna be the new moon. You're gonna be day 1. Your focus is the seed. You're best at setting intentions for you and other people around you. You got 11. 4, you're going to do fourth month. I'm still working on this myself, y'all. So I only know it from mines, but don't worry, I'm going to get better at this. Don't worry, I'm going to get better at this. But I assume that if you're the 4th month, you would be the first moon. Wait, the 4th, January, February, March, April. April 4th is the start of the new moon. So between April 4th and July 25th, you will still be in the first moon. So you would be the seed. You would be the seed. We still on Leo, no. Thank you. I appreciate it. I need a redo on Leo. All right. Hold on. The Leo, remind us who we are. All right, we're gonna do the redo on Leos because I have been bullshit with that. So look, the Leo's attribute, they are the lion. They are a fire sign. Their attributes are best. Write this down. I don't know if I said your sign, you should wrote that down. If you haven't wrote it down, search it up and write that down because now you need to start applying these character traits to your everyday life. If you are not that, you need to start to make up what you lack in. Whatever you lack in, you now need to make up. Because once you harness that energy of your sign, you can then harness the energy of another sign. So boom, Leos, they are fires. They're charismatic, leader-like, generous, creative, confident, and warm-hearted. Do you not think that would be the best thing to be the sovereign, reminding somebody who you are? Right? Right? So then, y'all, if y'all new here and we went over your sign already, we at Leo. So we went over Cancer, Gemini, Tauruses, and Aries. I am also recording on YouTube. So you can go to YouTube. You can go to YouTube and go to the 2-hour mark. The 2-hour mark is when I started this whole thing. Not the 2-hour mark is when I started talking about the signs in depth. So just go click over to the YouTube. Go watch the YouTube at 2 hours. I'm still alive right now, and you could just click back and then join us back. Now, when we go to Leos, right? We're gonna go to Virgos next. We done reset. No, we reset it after the Leos. Now we go to the Virgos. Virgos, they're earth element. Their best attributes are they're analytical, they are practical, perfectionists. Wait, hold on. I forgot to do. Virgos, where y'all at? Where my Virgos in the chat? Make some noise, chat. Where my Virgos? Where my Virgos at? Where my Virgos at? Make some noise in the chat, yo. Virgos, make some noise. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. For all my Virgos, y'all are the maidens. Y'all are analytical, practical, perfectionist, hardworking, detail-oriented, and helpful. If you are a Virgo in the motherfucking chat and I just said who the fuck you is, green checks in the chat. Rechecks in the chat. I said the Leo one already. That was right before I got back into it. Boom. So your job as a Virgo is to be the purifier. The purifier. When we think of purifier, we think of purified. We think of what? Cleansing, purifying the soul. Pure souls. Pure soul means closer to divinity. Y'all are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 month of 6 months. We already 6 months into the year. About to get into the gatekeeper. We about to break the veil when we get to Ophiuchus. So you got to purify the soul before it reaches divinity. You clean through data and seek through the lies. Don't you think this is according to, we got a whole YouTube, we got a whole series on this. This is old knowledge. So if you're new here, go to the YouTubes, go to don't even go to YouTube. Go to TikTok. There's a TikTok series in my collection called The Truth About Zodiacs, where I broke down this entire thing. I did not do Aquarius yet. So back to Virgos. Y'all job is to clean the data and seek through the lies. Don't you think being somebody who's analytical, practical, a perfectionist, hardworking, very detail-oriented, and helpful, that would make your job way easier to do? Because once the Leo reminded you who you were, now it's your job to seek through the lies of what the Gemini told you about hidden knowledge and what the Cancer did when they recalled the history. Right? Right? So let's keep going. What's after the purifier? We have the arbiter. The Libra. Libras, make some noise in the chat. Where my Libras? Where my Libras at? Where my Libras at? Libra gang, make some noise. That's what I'm talking about. Your job, your attributes are, let me scroll down. And after this, let me put a green check. Because we went over the Anunnaki. We gonna go into we went over the Nephilims. We went into the Nephilims and the pink Himalayan soul. We're gonna get back. When we hop back into our original chart, we gonna do the Nephilims, and then when we come back, either later on tonight or tomorrow, we gonna jump back in and we gonna talk about. Y'all let me know what y'all want to talk about. Y'all want to either research the nine realms together, or y'all want to talk about the ice wall. I'll let y'all decide. We either research the 9 realms together, or we talk about the ice wall. No matter what, the ice wall is going to be the foundation for the 9 realms. All right, let me put a poll in the chat. I'm going to pull a poll in the chat. Quick poll. We're going to do red for the ice wall, blue for the 9 realms. And then right after the poll done, nigga said both of them. Okay, we can do both one. I mean, they connected to each other. Which one y'all want to start off with? 9 realms? Let's give it 9 realms. Just to get y'all excited about the 9 realms. The ice wall is inside. We're inside Atlantis. Atlantis never sunk. We are Atlantis. Well, what's left of it? If you were a civilization outside of Earth, looking at Earth and knowing that Earth is majority made up of water, and you look at us from the outside looking in, and you read the story of Atlantis, would you not think that we are Atlantis? Atlantis sunk. It's at the bottom of the ocean. Well, we have cities that are at the bottom of the ocean. Not all of them. And then the idea of Pangea was the original Atlantis. Because not all of Atlantis was underwater. Atlantis, see, when you search up a map of Atlantis, that's when your homework, when we get off live. Search up a map of Atlantis, the original map of Atlantis, and tell me that doesn't look like Pangea. Actually, go do it right now. Do it right now. Do it right now and come back to me. Do it right now. Stop. Hold. Do it right now. I know we have dry land. That doesn't mean that we're not Atlantis. Who's to say we couldn't come from the water to the land? Go look right now and come back. What y'all think? You see Africa? Listen, Libras, we going next. Don't worry. We got you. You next. You next. Does it not? Go look at the original map of Atlantis, January 17th. Does that not look like Pangea? Let me just show y'all. Atlantis. Oh. Images. Because this, because if this is the old map of Atlantis, so what I'm going to say is, when I tell y'all that they redirected the waters, Looks like it was for a reason, right? Now, what they don't tell you, which is why we're what we're gonna talk about, and I'm a Libras. Don't worry, I'm gonna get to y'all. Don't worry, I'm gonna get to y'all. Don't worry. We're gonna finish this and then we're gonna wrap up. When we talk about the idea of Pangea and how everything, the great floods and all this stuff, when we talk about the idea of stargates, and stargates are basically the portals that they use to bounce between the 9 realms that have been shut off, right? And they say that half of the Atlanteans was trapped on the other side, that little big ass door that they had near Antarctica, that is the outside of the ice wall. And then outside, and they started a new civilization, just like we did. They rebuilt outside of the ice wall. Then they created another Atlantis. But then what had happened was Asgard and Atlantis got attacked by the reptiles. So Atlantis ended up falling again. The Atlantis outside of the ice wall did end up sinking. But the Atlantis that was inside the ice wall is still here. Okay. But anyways, we'll get into that more. We just touching on that really quickly. Just hopefully that gets y'all excited. Let's get back to these signs. Where my mouse at? My mouse right here. Ooh. Let's go. We last left off at Libras. Y'all are air signs. Y'all the arbiters. And also, I want y'all to start paying attention to what these specifically mean. They're the arbiters. Their job is to bring justice and balance to the system. Well, when I look at the attributes of a Libra, they're diplomatic, they're social, they're artistic, fair-minded, charming, and indecisive. Your job is to bring justice and balance to the system. Diplomatic, diplomats, social. You got to be social to bring justice and balance. Fair-minded. That means you're level-headed. Balance. You know that mean bodies. You know that? Balance. You feel what I'm saying? Charming and indecisive. Now you got to understand, each zodiac has something that is, because the world runs on balance, it has to be a negative for the positive. Am I right? It has to be a negative for the positive. So it kind of makes you think, was there way in through our negative traits? Let's keep going. Scorpios, where you at? Make some noise in my chat. We're going to do 2 for 1. Scorpios, make some noise in my chat. This is about to be rapid round because I got to go spend some time with my sister. Rapid round. Scorpios, make some noise in the chat. Y'all are the transmuters. As a Scorpio, you are a water sign. You are intense, passionate, mysterious, resourceful, loyal, and magnetic. Doesn't that make you the perfect person to be a transmuter? Face the shadow and destroy the fear of death. Wow. Intense, passionate, mysterious, resourceful, loyal, and magnetic. When we think of the spiritual realm, we think of high magnetism. You need high levels of magnetic fields. That is what the veil is. Leos, we did that already, mamas. You got to go to the YouTube video and go back. Sagittariuses, y'all are fire / war. No. The next one is Ophiuchus. And Ophiuchus is a hybrid. They're intuitive. They're healers. They're seekers of knowledge. They're charismatic, passionate, rebellious against authority, and adventurous. Don't you think that makes them the perfect gatekeeper? Because they're a mix of all the signs. They have a component of all the signs. They are the space in which all live in. They are the 13th bridge between the real and the spirit realm. You're right here. It's another sign. It's a missing sign that they hit from the Zodiac calendar. It's 13 signs because there's 13 months. A Capricorn. Their job, they are the sea goats. Their job is to be disciplined, patient, ambitious, practical, responsible, and cautious. I lack in discipline. So I should have known off the bat that wasn't me. They're homies. You feel me? They are the architects. They are designed to build a new foundation. They're disciplined enough to build a foundation, patient enough to build a foundation, ambitious enough to rebuild a foundation, practical enough to rebuild a foundation, responsible and cautious enough to design a new foundation. In Aquarius, they are the water bearers. They are the water bearer. Their attributes are independent, innovative, humanitarian, intellectual, eccentric, and visionaries. Wow, visionaries. They are visionary. They are visionary. Guess what the Aquarius sign is? We are the visionaries. We are the visionaries. We connect the tech and frequency. Don't you think we're on what? We're on Aquarius right now? We are on Aquarius. Don't you think that to tap into frequencies, you would need to be innovative, independent, because you need to meditate by yourself? Meditation is independence. Humanitarian means to be a pure soul, intellectual and eccentric enough, and visionaries. You are, after the Ophiuchus just opened the gate and the Capricorn just built the bridge, after the Ophiuchus just opened the gate, the Sagittarius found the real power. The Capricorn just built a new foundation. It's now time to visionary and connect the frequency with the tech. So our ancient frequencies that we used to vibrate on, it's now time to create the technology that allows us to redo this every single day. Hence the Tartarian Empire, building buildings that allow us to vibrate in certain frequencies that healed us. What's up, Lil Ray? Lastly, Pisces. Their job is to be the dreamers. Maintain the connection, because you have to dream in order to maintain the connection, because what? Your ancestors connect through you through your dreams. You're a Pisces, and Aquarius is on the cusp. On the cusp. I'm actually going to make a video about that because I've gotten that question a lot. You're on the cusp. I'm going to make a video about that specifically for you, so I got you. The Pisces, they're on the cusp. They are the dreamers. Now, mind you, you got the reason why when you think of Aries and Pisces, the reason why they're on the cusp, because we're at the end of the year. We're at the end of the year when we hit Aquarius and Pisces. We're at towards the end of the year, right before it restarts. So things are going to overlap. Things are going to overlap. So if the attributes of being a Pisces is being empathetic, dreamy, artistic, intuitive, compassionate, and sensitive. Pisces, make some noise in the chat. Pisces are empathetic, dreamy, artistic, intuitive, compassionate, and sensitive. Don't you think in order to maintain that connection, you need to empathize the feelings of all the other signs and what they've been through? You need to be able to dream to connect to your ancestors. You need to be artistic in order to map out these symbols that you see in the sky. And now you need to, because what? Word is the power of the tongue. But writing something down is the sword. When you write something down, you're now putting a physical, you're now transforming it from the spiritual realm, which is your brain, to the physical realm, which is the paper. For it to be saved, for it to be archived, to maintain that connection. You feel what I'm saying? You need to be compassionate and intuitive and sensitive, because you need to know that everybody has been through so much this entire year, and we need to redo this entire thing all over again every single year until there's a way that we refocus this. Now, I'm going to put, for everybody to keep asking me to do it again, I have to go, but I will put this up for you to screenshot. It is also on YouTube for you to rewind it back. My upcoming videos will be about chakras. What I wanted to do first is go over, I skipped what? Who did I skip? Who did I skip? YouTube is in the link in my bio. It's EJ__1728, the same username as this. I went over all those, y'all. Y'all probably just joined late. I went over those. So don't worry, I recorded it already. It's recorded. So just go over to YouTube and watch this all over again. Just watch it. Start at 2 hours. The 2-hour mark is when I started this whole thing. And I started off with Aries. At 2 hours, I started off with Aries. I went through the whole thing and explained it. So if you don't get it now, you can always revisit back on YouTube. The YouTube is in my link in bio, and it's also EJ_1717, EJ_1728. Now, as we wrap up, for the person that asked me about the chakras, the reason why I decided to hold off to the chakras first is because I wanted to start with something that everybody could connect into. When we doing the spiritual journey, I don't expect you. My spiritual journey isn't your spiritual journey. I don't tell you these things for you to believe me. I tell you these things for you to do your own research and interpret it for yourself, whether you believe it or not. That doesn't mean it don't exist. It just means whatever, because what exists in my realm does not exist in your realm. It's right here. Or searching Dear Black People. The easiest way to do it is to just go on the link. Link it. Just go to my bio. It's the link right there. Just click it and it'll take you right to it. Now, the reason why, what we're gonna once we start getting the concept of our zodiacs and we start harnessing our energy, that your chakras is how you tap into the other zodiacs. Your chakras, like for instance, if we could go over the chakras right now. If we go over the chakras right now, we got 7 chakras. The root chakras, the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plex chakra, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and the crown chakra. The root chakra is the base of the spine. It's the spine. Do you know what also is the spine? A spine could also be interpreted as a serpent. Do you know what sign is the serpent? The Ophiuchus. They are literally the serpent. In the physical sign, it's a man holding a serpent. The root chakra represents feelings of safety, stability, security, and grounding. Based off of what I just told you, safety, stability, security, and grounding, don't you think that some signs will be better at obtaining the root chakra than other signs? I said grounding. I automatically thinking the Taurus. I say stability. I'm already thinking about a Capricorn, disciplined. Right? When I talk about the sacral chakra, it's in your lower abdomen. It controls creativity, sexuality, pleasure, and emotional expression. Automatically, I'm thinking when I see creativity, what am I thinking about? What am I thinking about? Let me see if I got it right here. I don't got my chart anymore. But what am I thinking about? Exactly. When I then talk about Pisces, exactly. When I then talk about my solar plex chakra, my upper abdomen, that governs personal power, confidence, self-esteem, and willpower. What am I automatically thinking about? A Leo. A Leo, confidence. So a Leo would best attribute would be what? Their solar chakra. Now, when I talk about the heart chakra, the center of the chest, it focuses on compassion, joy, emotional balance. When I think about compassion, what am I thinking about? What am I thinking about? What sign am I thinking about? When I think about the third eye, the throat chakra controls communication, self-expression, and the truth. I'm automatically thinking about a fire sign. I'm automatically thinking about a fire sign. You see how the fire sign, you see how when we talk about ether, fire, earth, air, that plays a role into what I'm talking about? Because if a fire sign sparks spiritual energy and they are the activators and they're best to do that, that would mean that in order to activate, in order to spark something, they speak truth. Words have power. That means their throat chakra would be their expression. A throat chakra is blue. I'm a fire sign, and y'all saw in the dolphin video what was coming off of me, blue aura, when I was speaking what? Truth, as a what? Fire sign. So do you see why I hold off? I want to talk about the zodiacs, then talk about the sign, and then talk about the chakras. That's how the playing field goes. When I talk about the third eye, I'm going to talk about governs intuition, imagination, wisdom, and mental clarity, I'm automatically thinking about water signs, and I'm automatically thinking about the Pisces, because the Pisces is the what? The Pisces is the dreamer. The Pisces is the dreamer. When I think about the crown chakra, it's the top of the head. It's violet. It represents spiritual connection, alignment, and consciousness. I'm already thinking about the Ophika sign. I'm already thinking about Aries. I'm already thinking about any sign that requires a spiritual connection. The root chakra, to open that up, nature walks, grounding exercises. A Taurus is the grounder. Their job is to teach. The root chakra. You see what I'm saying? A sacral, journaling, creative hobbies, water activities, a water sign. Their job, an earth sign, is to ground you. Their job is to teach. An earth sign's job is to teach you the root chakra. The sacral chakra is journaling, creative hobbies, water activities. A water sign is supposed to teach you the sacral. If you haven't mastered your zodiac energy, how can you master the elemental energy? And then, if you haven't mastered the elemental energy is really the last part. If you really want to be honest, it's your zodiac, then your chakra, then your elemental. But so many of y'all so many of y'all only focus on the part of your fire sign, your earth sign, or the zodiac itself, and y'all skip over the chakra. So I'm gonna teach y'all the real version of everything, and then break y'all back down, because it's time to go back a step. You acknowledge you're a fire sign. Now, what do you think you need to activate your fire sign? The chakra that comes with it. The solar plex, their job is to unlock that. Core exercises, setting goals. Wouldn't you think that somebody that was born in the first moon phase would be best for teaching the solar plex chakra? Because if being born in day one, the new moon phase, makes you the seed and you're best at setting intentions, why would you believe that your job was not to teach others how to set the intentions? The heart chakra, they're good for breath work, gratitude, and meditation. Automatically, I'm thinking of a Virgo. We're purifying our souls. I'm thinking of what? The sovereign, reminding us who we are, right? When I'm thinking of the third eye, meditation, visualization, I'm automatically thinking what? The Aquarius, because they are the visionaries. You see how everything intertwines? You search up, and you look for the repetition on things. The crown chakra is meditation and mindfulness. Once you focus on, it's a building block. Just like in all these movies and stuff, we see these storylines build up of how they have to work. They have to do the inner work in order for this to be done. You have to do that as well to unlock anything that you want to unlock. It will be much easier when the veil is broken. Once the idea of us believing that this is not fake is real, that this is not real, comes real. Once we believe that everything we've been taught is fake and every single person is on that same pathway, the veil will be officially broken. So I love y'all. Thanks for being here. If anybody needs any information on what we've talked about before, I want y'all to look right here. Hold on. I'm going to guide y'all. 1 second. YouTube, I love y'all. Y'all been rocking with me. If anybody would like to go over this, again, this is my YouTube. I've been recording this whole time. This is my YouTube. Right here. It's also the link in my bio. We have been recording for 3 hours long. So a lot of y'all probably miss a whole lot of stuff. 3 hours long, and don't worry. It's everything we recorded. Everything is retaught. This is what we went over today. At the beginning of the class, we did the Anunnaki. We talked about were humans supposed to exist? Why gold is important as the first currency? What did they need gold for? Humans 1.0 to 2.0. Genetic engineering. We are the hybrid human species. We went on to talk about Planet Kai. There being 9 realms. We are the 9th realm, Earth. This is the original religion we believed in. Medu Neter, which means Mother Nature in Egyptian hieroglyphics. We then went to go talk about Planet Kai. We dived into the idea of the Nephilims. The question was, do we walk on petrified giants? We dived into the Pyramid of Giza, and we dived into who actually built the Pyramid of Giza. The Pyramid of Giza is what? 450 feet tall. Search it up. How tall were the giants? 450 feet tall. We talked about how they got left out. The Great Flood, Noah's Ark. Giants plus animals might have equaled dinosaurs, but that's not confirmed. We talk about how sirens were casted away to the sea. Sirens are people who had sexual intercourse with fallen angels. Fallen angels could have been confused as God because they wanted to be what? Gods. So when these religions, Hindu, Greek, Egyptian gods, talk about this idea of walking amongst the gods, they never walked amongst the gods. They walked amongst them fallen angels, but to them they were gods. We talked about the idea of Himalayan salt being petrified giants, skin and flesh. We went into the scientific logic behind that. When we come back, that we're gonna pick off as Himalayan salt. We're gonna go into the ice wall, and we're gonna go into the 9 realms. Thank you guys for joining. Everybody connect with each other. I love you guys, and I gotta go spend time with my sister. I love y'all. Y'all take care. And check up on the YouTube. I love y'all for being here. I can't DM you anymore. I have stuff to talk about. What's up, Lil Ray? Talk to me real quick. I might come back late night 11. I've been on here for about 3 hours. I was only going to be on here for 2. I'm going to spend some time with my sister. I think I might go outside for a little because I just need some fresh air. And I do need to just like decompress. 11, 12. Probably. YouTube is in my bio. For one more time, I'm gonna put it right here. This is my YouTube. We got a video that we upload right here. This is us recording right now, actually. Right here, right now. This is the first video that we recorded, and this is the second video that we recorded where we talked about the concept of what we're building with this. If y'all haven't seen this, we talked about us trying to rebuild some of our spiritual awakening rituals, and yeah, but I love you guys. Take care. Woo. Ciao. I know in my real motherfucking life, I did not just watch Donald fucking J really sit up on fucking social media and disrespect the motherfucking #1 president in the motherfucking United States history. I know fucking right. He didn't just sit in my motherfucking face and call motherfucking Michelle a motherfucking monkey. And then that motherfucking bitch is out here touching, eating motherfucking babies, nigga, on the dead homies, on the dead monkeys, nigga. What is you talking about, nigga? Yo, bitch, you're mad. Bitch, let me tell you why you fucking mad, bitch. You're that ugly, disgusting, body ass. Bitch, you old ass bitch. Bitch, you mad because your wife movie flopped, bitch. That bitch need to go back to Russia, where the fuck she came from. That bitch can't even fucking speak. She a dumber bitch than you. That bitch dumb. You fucking dumb too. That bitch movie flopped. 10% Rotten Tomatoes, 0. Bitch, nada, bitch. Pack that shit up, send it back to Russia. Cooling time, bitch. Then... We gotta fall in love. We gotta fall in love. Shit. I already be thinking about you all the time, so I guess. let's talk about the Merovingian family a little more. The Merovingian family, like I told y'all, it was from 475, I believe, 47457 C all the way to 751 C. That is before and after the floods that happened with Noah's Ark. That means this family used to walk amongst the Nephilims, used to walk amongst the fallen angels. I'm yelling, suck my dick, Trump, suck my dick. Suck my... I remember that. Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, like that ate, like I'm not gonna lie. Damn. Damn. You I asked for 50K, you said yeah. Like that's crazy. What's up, Flim? Flim, I gotta post your shit. Let me see. Oh, I was about to add him, but I'm not about to add. Show me the sides. Let me see how YouTube got going on. Let me see my music got going. I'm drawing right now. Okay. You an artist. You stay in your bag. You stay in your canvas. You know what I'm saying? You stay on your canvas. Like you stay on it. You got to. Because if not you, then who? I think the White House is lying to the American public about the fact that a White House staffer allegedly posted their racist video.
Trump posting a video depicting Michelle.
I'm yelling, suck my dick, Trump, suck my dick. Suck my fucking dick, nigga. Suck my dick. We bringing that shit back. Suck my dick, nigga. Suck my dick. Suck my dick, Ice. Fuck is you talking? Suck my dick, Trump. Nigga, who else need that? Suck my dick. Mimi, bitch, I don't even know how to say that bitch name. Mimi, Candace be like, Mimi, I be like, bitch, what? Bitch, what? Bitch, you call Yahoo? Oh, I'm still on live. Oh, yo, I'm weak. I'm so weak. I'm so sorry, y'all. Oh my God, I could have did something.